Gaming Morning Show.
Ah, the sounds of morning.
Early in the morning,
Birds singing.
gotta feed the donkey.
The sun peeking above the
When you
horizon.
feed the donkey,
The gentle nudge from your morning alarm clock.
this is what he says.
A subtle reminder that today is a new day. A new day for you to watch Gaming Morning Show. The show where you'll find science lessons.
Says when I bake bread, I give thousands of yeast organisms false hope by feeding them sugar before ruthlessly cooking them to death in an oven and eating their corpses. Wow.
I thought you
think
were
about bread a whole new way.
I thought you were about to say orgasms for a second there. Did either of you ever have that happen when you were in like biology class and you're reading
Have
the
an orgasm? I've never orgasmed during
The biology text doesn't do that for you. It's like, oh yeah.
Great deals.
computers and accessories
Wait,
special bundle.
Mike, they got the super chroma color in. Did you know they had that? You
I know.
overpaid for your computer.
By a lot. I wonder if do you think they price match?
They might. Well, this is half off.
Can you take a screenshot of this and try to get a store price match?
And linguistic perfection.
Is that like when I roll my R's?
Good.
Romance.
Great.
Romance. See, it's not a hiss.
So let me hear your battle cry.
Kiki. Oh!
Kiki what?
As we all charge into Gaming Morning Show.
More like Kiki. Whoa, am I right?
Now, if only I could find a way out of this box. I'll catch up. 'Cause GMS starts right now.
Morning, gamer. Gaming Morning Show is ready to go. We are so excited about what could be today on this edition of the show. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, many times on Twitter, and always at gamingmorningshow.tv. That is Look, It's Mike O. I am Hefty Goof. It is exciting to see you. We are ready to go. Whoa. Whoa, let's get some WD-40 for that bad boy. Dang. Squeaky.
This one?
Squeaky. No, it wasn't that one. That's definitely the arm.
Yeah.
I thought you were taking care of the AOL disc. I thought they were still shipping those to your house.
You know, I'm sure they're shipping them somewhere, if I'm completely honest. Somebody has a surplus of those discs, like, guaranteed.
Didn't we find somebody who was making, like, art out of AOL discs, or is that something that I've seen and never shared on the show? I can't remember.
I think it's something that you've seen, but I'd definitely be interested in seeing it. 'Cause
Yeah, somebody was
super interesting.
collecting them forever, and it ended up starting to make art. Well, not installations; they weren't that big. Although there's enough AOL discs in this world to probably make something like life size.
I mean, you're probably not wrong. You could probably make like a house out of it.
That's how we're going to solve the housing crisis, right? We're just
There
going
you
to start
go.
building houses out
Just
of
AOL.
AOL discs.
Perfect.
It is Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021. Thanks for being with us. Already see great folks like Downs in the chat. Good morning to you. Papa Paz is here as well. Look, it's Mike O. Sean will be here coming up in maybe 20 minutes or
Maybe.
so. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's trying to get on a spaceship or something.
Is he going to be the one who takes the trip to Mars?
I think so. I think that's what he's working towards. That he didn't want to say it, but he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to the Kennedy Space Center, guys." And that was kind of that. Like,
Why else would you go to the Kennedy Space Center?
Seriously, there's nothing cool there, except for space.
Just get on the space shuttle and
Just
go.
get on it.
What's that thing called? Isn't Amazon's called like Blue Horizon or something like that?
Yeah, one of the Amazon or Tesla or Fungdu. I don't know. whoever they are.
Down to say it's Space Watch the next level. Is Sean actually going to complete Mars Watch 2020 for us? Will it come to a conclusion?
That'd be sick.
That'd be pretty okay. All right, well, what do we got? We got a whole bunch of good things today. I love our topic of the day, which we'll get into in just a little bit as well. The GMS Week of Action continues. Go to gms.watch, which is our website. Click on the Week of Action, and find out how you can take action in your community. We had discussed the idea of having a 2 to 3 hour panel over the course of this week at some point, and then we decided that it would be best to harness the energy of all y'all who are out in your communities and say, instead of hanging out with us for 2 or 3 hours and hearing worthwhile discussions, certainly, let's try to reinvest that 2 to 3 hours. And so we're asking you to spend at least an hour in your community doing something along the lines of what we're discussing in the show. And today we'll share some more resources. We're going to have a New York Times documentary piece that will play coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, and it talks particularly about the challenges that face young black men growing up in America. So we'll have that coming up at 7:25 a.m. today. We'll continue to show off trailers for games that are part of the Media Indie Exchange's Black Developers, Black Voices in Gaming freshman class. So we'll do that during our 7 and 8 o'clock breaks. So we got a lot of good programming coming up today specific to the GMS Week of Action. We also have birthdays this day in gaming history. We got the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News and Canada Reptile Watch. I mean, we're getting too specific in some of these.
What are you talking about?
Well,
This one's for Papa. I'm concerned for Papa.
Oh.
I'm concerned for his safety.
But didn't we already have the scare that was in Manitoba?
Oh no, this one's worse.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun. All right, we'll see what happens.
Scary.
It is just past 6 o'clock on the West Coast, 9 o'clock out on the East. It is 2 o'clock in London. Thank you for hanging out with us. We have this is going to pain me to say. We have impressive things coming from the Raiders. I was excited about the news. We'll share with you later, but it's about
The Raiders.
the Las
Yep, I can
Vegas
say it.
Raiders.
Yep.
Oh gosh, gross. And Lake Michigan. So that's what we got coming up.
And Lake Michigan.
Did you eat more cup steaks last night?
I did not. We had some fish sticks for dinner. Actually, it was amazing.
Oh my!
Every once in a while, you just need to like go back to your kid and be like, "Ah, yeah, it was good."
Oh, we eat so many chicken nuggets in this household. Not ashamed. Not
Nope,
ashamed.
not at all.
My
Not at
birthday
all.
cake's gone though, Mike.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My daughter's is still here.
Ooh, can I borrow some?
I'll mail it to you. I'll put it in an envelope.
The good news is I came out here today, and it is a chill 80 degrees even in the studio. So 4 degrees less than what it was yesterday. So we're going to be basically living in a winter wonderland in my garage today.
Did you you want to know what it is here?
Please tell me it's less than 90 degrees.
It's 57.
Oh my gosh.
It's
So jealous.
beautiful. I have to work from home today because my wife has to do school stuff, and when I'm done here, I'm gonna go sit on the porch and I'm going to do work there.
Jealous.
Pretty excited.
Downs, no, yeah, Papa just got that in there. They moved to Las Vegas the start of last year, so they were for the very longest time the Oakland Raiders, except for when they were the Los Angeles Raiders. But then they became the Oakland Raiders again, and now they're the Las Vegas Raiders. So
Now
there's a whole bunch. Are we doing? Are we all in the Trios mixer together? Papa Paws, Downs, are you all in that thing that's coming up on Sunday? Kiki Low stream. I think it starts at 12:30. Gosh, who's on your team? I'm a little terrified now that I know Papa Paws and Downs are in there. Ugh.
I'm real good.
Do you know how many you're gonna get?
How many deaths? I don't know
No,
how many games
well,
we playing?
I meant eliminations, but yeah, if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah, a lot. I'm gonna
So
be
many.
the eliminatedest player in the world.
Also, exciting news from Austin, who's going to be on the show starting next week with Summer Vacation with Austin. Having a Pride party coming up Friday, 3 p.m. This is what Austin has promised us. Okay, it's not bad. Fun,
Doubt it.
games,
Doubt it.
snacks,
Definitely doubt it.
and a giveaway.
Maybe.
Okay. So Mike says that there's at least one of those 4 things that are guaranteed.
It's probably the snacks. It's probably pizza.
Papa has Farah. That's gonna be it's gonna be pretty okay. And I don't even know anything about Dash Cash, but it sounds pretty okay as well. All right, here's the topic. This is one I'm excited.
Sound terrible. I have Copia and someone else.
You're
I
playing
feel
with
bad. I don't know
Copia?
who the other. Yeah.
Copia was cracked last
Good,
Saturday
I don't know the other person.
or last Sunday. Well, that's probably, if you don't know the other person and you don't play Apex Legends a lot, that probably means that person's insane. at the
Okay,
game.
cool. Good.
So you'd probably be pretty okay. Today is World Rainforest Day. It is Be Kinder Day. Just the letter B, Kinder Day. It is Positive Media Day. Chocolate Eclair Day. What's a chocolate eclair?
You know what a chocolate? It's like a pastry.
It's like the puffy
amazing.
pastry with like it's stuffed with chocolate.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, no. The chocolate's on the outside. The inside is like a cream, like a white cream.
Oh, that's why I don't like it. I don't like cream-filled pastries.
Of course you don't.
It's just unnecessary. It's messy.
Ridiculous.
Speaking of 80 degrees in the studio, National HVAC Tech Day. Let's go! Round of applause for all of our HVAC folks.
I thought that was really apt today.
Also, National Kissing Day. Hey, Mike.
These noises are awful.
As Pickle always says at the end of Pickle streams. Smooches!
Smoochy poos.
But it's Onion Rings Day. That is our topic of the day. And I saw this one. I was like, man, there's onion rings in my future today. For sure. They're so good.
Yeah. Not a huge fan. I don't like onions.
But they're
So for me, they're it's tricky, you know.
they're battered, they're fried, they got crispiness. You dip them in stuff.
Yeah, but they also have onions in them.
So like no bloomin' onion, Outback, nothing? No?
Hell no.
So
Can't do it.
my number one peeve, Papa, and you kind of said this, have to be crunchy. Yes, they do have to be crunchy, all right?
Yeah. Soggy, no good.
And they can't fall apart. Like nothing's worse than
Also-
the onion ring that you
also
get
true.
where like you take the first bite and then like the
And then
onion
it's just
slides
gone.
out of
Yeah.
the breading.
Gosh. And then you just have this like slimy like you're like it's awful.
Especially if you don't like onions, then that's probably the worst way to have an onion ring.
It's real bad when it just like onions on you.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, let us know what your favorite onion ring is, like where you can find it, and what's your favorite thing to go with it. And I put that pretty open-ended because I was like, I know some people are going to be like, you have to have onion rings, but you have to have the sriracha sauce or something, right?
Mozzarella sticks.
Nice side of mozzarella sticks.
That's my favorite onion ring.
Mozzarella sticks are so damn good too.
They are. They're very delicious. I just want to jump back to one of the other days today really quickly.
Oh, please.
The Be Kinder Day. So I was looking at this last night, and the reason that it's there, it stands for what it stands for, being kinder, but it's in memory actually of an 8-year-old girl. I forget what her first name was, but her first initial was B, and her last name was Kinder. And she was an 8-year-old girl that passed away due to an unfortunate horseback riding incident. However, her mom made Be Kinder Day because she was apparently like the nicest, sweetest, kindest little girl. So that's why it Be Kinder because it's her name, but it's also like Be Kinder. So I thought that was really cool.
Always tough. I any death is tough, right? But
Yeah.
8 years old. That's just awful.
Yeah. But we should still celebrate her. That's what her mom. I watched a small video, and mom was like, "We want to celebrate her memory," and that's cool. I mean, it doesn't make it any easier, but it's cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. And we use a couple of resources, nationaldaycalendar.com and daysoftheyear.com. And so thanks for putting that name, that day on the list. So.
Heck yeah, because you know what? We should all be a little kinder. Oh, that's not the goal. That's the wall.
Our friend Papa Pot says, my old restaurant that I worked at had the best ones with beach house sauce. That's got to be something that Austin has sometime in Austin's life. Beach House. Mayo-based sauce with mixed veggies and lemon.
All right. I'm still not a fan of onion rings. I went to a restaurant once that like you couldn't like tell that onions were in it, and they were like the most amazing things. But I don't remember what that restaurant was, so that doesn't really help me.
Nice job, Mike.
Thank you. I like to say I've been practicing, but I haven't.
I haven't practiced the lick. Dallin said, I'm with Bisa and Gonzo. My team is super crocked to compensate for my skills.
Drink out of the... Hold on. Okay. Is this the beach sauce that you drink out of the bottle, or just in general, Papa?
Oh, it makes my stomach hurt. We both did an exceptional job of missing that soccer ball.
Oh, I touched it.
My bad. See, and this is the thing, is like, I've heard that expression before, drink out of the bottle, and I think that that's what hurts my soul more than anything, because sauces are so thick.
Say it again.
Just like eating ranch, like that's just the kind of thing that just like makes me go. It's almost
Dude,
as bad
my
as saying the
kids-
word Raiders.
Oh, goodness. I hate... My kids are like... They'll eat... You know, we'll have like vegetables and they put ranch on everything. Or as they call it, ranch up, where they mix ranch and ketchup together. And then they're like... We have to remind them, like, hey, you have to eat the thing it goes with. Because they're just like... They'll put it like on the carrot, and then they will... Oh, I missed completely. Holy crud. And then they will proceed to just suck the ranch off the carrot. And you're like, no. Like, this isn't... No. You gotta eat the whole thing.
No. That's very centered.
It is, and I'm very exploded.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I was gonna blow him up.
Oh,
Oh.
nice. Oh, I missed.
There's a wall. From the window to the wall. No, Big Drake. Yeah, take that.
Again, my beef with ranch is I walked in that restaurant that I worked at, and day one they're like, hey, you're gonna make the ranch. It's like, oh, it doesn't come pre-made, and then
Nice.
they gave me like a vat of mayo and a vat of like buttermilk. I was like, no, I
Yep.
didn't need to see this.
No thanks. It's terrible. I will say, my wife found a Chipotle ranch, and it's not awful. I think it's just because it's got Chipotle in it. And I like spicy things.
But see,
It's a spicy meatball.
But see, I think that's how all ranch is made, Papa. So like,
Yeah.
you can't close any of the restaurants that make ranch that way. That's ranch.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, come on. I'm trying to clear it, and I'm failing miserably, and then I accidentally just kind of like hit it.
Good morning to everyone joining us from Needle Stream. Thank you so
Holy
much for joining us
jeez, OP.
on Gaming Morning Show. We're playing through some Rocket League on Onion Rings Day. It is Onion Rings Day on Gaming Morning Show. That is
Secondary
Mike.
question: what's your thought on ranch?
That is Mike. I am Ryan. We're a morning radio show that plays games Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time. So we got a great segment coming up. It's the Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News. But welcome in on this Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021. Good to see Kajito. Tabso is here as well. The Fat Bombus joining us. Needall, I've heard of you very much. Thank you for hanging out with us this morning on Gaming Morning Show. Yeah, Mike wants to know about ranch because Papa Paws, who's in our chat, we got from onion rings to a beach sauce or beach house sauce, which is the sauce that used to be made at Papa's restaurant he worked at. And then that got us into ranch, which apparently Papa's not a big fan of. Ranch dressing.
Which is fair. And to answer your question, Tabs, Sean is trying to sneak onto a space shuttle.
Naturally.
Yeah,
just like you'd expect.
just
Needle,
like you just.
yeah, Kiki Low is definitely who I've heard you from. Kiki is a big inspiration for me, so I'm very happy that you're here today to hang out with us. What were you playing? What were you doing on your stream, of course? Tabso and Kajito know us, of course. You've never tried Ranch.
You can't find it in the UK. What kind of heaven do you live in?
Really? Well,
Just kidding.
Downs was in here, and I was going to ask Downs how prompt, like, because it's basically like you order anything in the U.S., you get a side of ranch.
It's gross.
Like, it's all over the place. We were even talking about, like, onion rings. Some people don't even like onions, but like onion rings. Mike's not one of those people.
I hate onions. They're so gross.
So hear me out, okay? Imagine an onion ring, right? But instead of onion, you take mozzarella cheese and you fry that.
Oof. You know the best way to prepare an onion ring is? You take it out of the package and you throw it in the garbage. And then recycle the package.
Oh my gosh. Needle said we were playing GeoGuessr, Australian UK edition. There you go, Mike.
GeoGuessr? I love GeoGuessr. It's my favorite.
That is Maiko, who plays games as well. Tonight is a stream. And what are you playing tonight?
Tonight is Valheim.
Oh,
Tonight will
really?
be the
We're going to
debut of a thing.
What's the thing?
There is no more Maiko, only Zool.
Oh no! Is that a Ghostbusters reference?
It is, but I'm not gonna be Zool. But the cosplay, the Valheim cosplay, is semi-complete and will debut tonight.
Well, thanks for the host, Kajito Needle. Thank you for the raid this morning. I appreciate hanging out with
thank
us. Later on this hour, we'll do birthdays and this day in gaming history. So if you have a birthday to celebrate with us, please let us know in the chat, and we will sing you a little song, a little ditty, if you will.
Sing us a song, you're the something or another.
It is now 6:25 out on the West Coast. It is 9:25 on the East Coast. 2:25 for those watching in the UK. We do this every single show at this time, and that is we bring in our video game expert, and that is #video game expert sports.gaming, who's on location and allegedly gonna join us from the car. I don't know exactly what's happening right
car?
now. Oh, literally in the car. Good moron.
It's mobile edition.
You're not
Morning.
driving, are you?
No,
Okay. Whew. I was very concerned.
no, I'm not in charge of driving.
That's good.
That's sports mama gaming.
That's not right. That's not right.
Oh boy.
Sean is our video game expert on vacation in Florida. You send us a whole bunch of headlines, but your connection's good enough, so I'm going to let you talk about the news because I don't want to have to do it.
Perfect. Well, good morning. It's Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021, and this is your gaming morning show, Morning Mobile News.
What's happening?
Um,
Can Mama make the doot doot noises? Tell her, ask her to make the doots.
Hey, can someone in the car go doot 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 doot?
No, that's pretty good.
Perfect.
So there's a major bug on the Switch with a recent update earlier this month. An error code appeared with the 12.0.3 update. Stay forward for another 28 miles. Sorry, I'm also the person doing directions.
28 miles. Jeez.
Just in case you decide to get off the road anytime soon.
Well, this error code prevented players from downloading games or downloading updates for games and other things, but that was the biggest issue. And until now, there was absolutely no fix. So many players downloaded the 12.0.3 update while it was live before users and Nintendo realized it had problems and pulled it down. Well, now a server-side update went live this week during scheduled maintenance, which fixes the error code. So if you haven't been able to download games or updates, you should be okay now on your Switch.
I was very concerned.
It's not being able to download things or update games is kind of a problem. And
Usually,
that update went live when the big Fortnite update went live. So a lot of people got affected.
Stay straight for 27 more miles. Just 27 more.
Sorry, we just made it through another toll booth, so we're good for a bit.
Of course, freaking toll booths are everywhere. Gosh.
There's a new enemy in Call of Duty Warzone that has really been disastrous for people. Many players are being murdered by the game's new greatest being, a door.
I'm sorry, did you just say a door?
Yeah, a door. This is from Liana Rupert of Game Informer. Nukes and zombies may have been dangerous additions to the world of Warzone, but nothing will match the massive destructive power of the door. This is my new favorite glitch from Warzone, where there's just a simple door and it has like a black piece of wood across it, marking that like you can't go through it. But if you run into it and touch it, it completely downs you.
Oh no.
It's fantastic.
Who
What
put
color is
door
the
in
door?
game?
The bar across it is black. I think the door is just like a boring, like brownish
Door
color.
color?
It's just a very normal door.
Oh my
Great.
God.
So we'll see if this has any meaning to it or if it's purely just a glitch and for whatever reason has like a box around it that deals damage.
Down says bug or feature.
I think they should keep it. And there are some videos posted in the link we'll provide, and I suggest watching it because an entire team goes down there and just takes turns running into the door, and it's fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
And then our last news story of the day has to do with Pokemon Go, which is preparing to roll back some of its pandemic-related changes. And this is from Rebecca Valentine of IGN. Niantic is gearing up to start rolling back some of the changes it made over the last year to Pokemon Go that made it more viable to play during the pandemic-related lockdowns. Though it is committed to keeping at least some of those changes in the game permanently. The developer announced that it would begin rolling out changes designed to return it to its original focuses of exploration, exercise, and playing with friends. The shifts will start after Pokemon Go Fest in the US and in New Zealand, where areas are beginning to open back up more fully, and then they'll slowly roll out these changes globally as it makes sense.
I saw somebody on like an Instagram Reels running around on a bike and had like a grid of phones on the bike.
Yeah.
It was like 4x6 or something like that, and all that person was doing was capturing Pokemon. And I assumed that maybe like you could catch a lot of them and then sell the phone and the account, right? I'm assuming you could do that. So anyway, that was an interesting thing. I'll try to share it somewhere else.
Yeah, you should share that. That's awesome. And always last but not least, we finish off today's Gaming Morning Show morning mobile news with the world around segment within a segment where we take a look at what is out today. We have Super Magbot out on Switch and PC, Lego Builder's Journey out on Switch and PC, Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance out on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, Xbox One, and PC.
Nice.
Get wrecked Switch. Phantom Abyss out on PC. Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, the official video game out on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. And for the most prestigious award in video game focused morning shows, your favorite segment within a segment within a segment, today's name of the morning goes to Ender Lilies, Quietest of the Nights out on Switch and PC.
Ender lilies, you say? Ender lilies.
Ender release.
Well, it is now eligible for Name of the Month as our Name of the Morning. If you miss any of the Gaming Morning Show morning gaming news, we post most of it, if not all of it, on our Twitter. You can find us at WatchGMS, and then you can catch more of the mobile gaming news by following sports.gaming on Twitter as well. So how far away to the Kennedy Space Center?
We got another 37 miles.
Okay. Stay straight for 22 more miles.
It's a lot of miles. Oh. Uh-oh.
What happened to Mike?
What?
Mike's concerned.
Wait, the little Mabobber went away and I got scared.
No, don't be
I thought
scared.
maybe the Martians got him. Are you going to Mars on when you get to the Kennedy Space Center?
Why wouldn't we?
Or can you help them fix the Hubble telescope?
Sure.
Can you go there and tell them to blow in it, please? Because that should fix it. If you just
That's all you
if
need
they
to do.
blow in the,
Have you tried turning it off and back on again?
you know what's funny? The answer to that question is yes. I was reading about it this morning. They've turned it off and on a few times. Still doesn't work.
All right, but take care. We will see you again for tomorrow's show.
Hey, you have
Perfect.
fun in the Florida.
Later, fellas.
That is Sports Talk Gaming on location, joining us on Gaming Morning Show. I am Ryan. That is Mike. It is exciting to see you this morning. First ever Gaming Morning Show mobile gaming news. You were here, chat.
Congrats, everybody.
It is good to see you, Tangled Dread. Although I don't know, there's allegedly discussion that maybe Needle is Tangled Dread. Dun dun dun. And apparently Kajito confirms that people do sell their Pokemon Go accounts. I'm not surprised by that in the least. That makes all the
People
sense in the world.
sell all sorts of weird stuff. Like my former foster son, one of his friends would grind some mobile game, and then they would sell the account to people for like $100 after they like got all of the upgrades and all the other weird things. Like, it just makes no sense to me.
It's a lot of fun to see Sports Talk Gaming. We miss him, but he'll be back, I think, as early as Friday, if not early next week. We'll check
I'm
in.
back. Sports Talk, come back. Come
Later
back to me.
on in the show, we'll have the birthdays I mentioned. Next hour, we'll do sports.
The birthdays.
And we're also highlighting different folks who were named to the Black Voices in Gaming freshman class, and that's specifically from the Media Indie Exchange. Stick around in the first break. We'll show you a trailer for a game called Nour or Nor. I'm not entirely sure. It's Nour.
Yeah.
What do you think? Nour?
Nerds.
And then at 7:25, a short New York Times documentary, Young Black Men Explain the particular challenges they face growing up in America. That is all part of our GMS Week of Action. To find out more, please go to our website. That is gamingmorningshow.tv/Week of Action. Digital Doc Games is here. Digital Doc will be our guest host coming up tomorrow. And on Thursday, we'll have Lucy the First to guest host with us as well. So pretty exciting rest of the week guest host. We might even have Nintendo Nerds on Friday, so stay tuned.
What?
We'll let you know at a gaming morning show near you. All right. I'm going to try this again, Mike.
You just want me to say it?
Yeah, you might
This
as well.
is kind of a
It's a great story. I just can't.
No, just don't say the word. I don't want you to throw up on stream, because then I'm going to throw up and then we'll all have problems.
Ugh.
Even though Ryan can't say the words, something really big has happened for a lot of things. Carl Nassib, who is a defensive lineman with the Las Vegas Raiders, became the first active NFL player in league history to announce that he's gay. Honestly, this kind of surprised me because I thought it had happened before, but I guess it hasn't. He said, "What's up, people?" He said on a video on Instagram, "I'm Carl Nassib. I'm at my house here in Westchester, Pennsylvania. I just wanted to take a quick moment to say that I'm gay. I've been meaning to do this for a while now, but I finally feel comfortable enough to get it off my chest." Nassib, 28, has played 5 years with 3 teams and is entering his second season with the Raiders. He said in a statement accompanying the video that he has agonized over the decision to announce he was gay for 15 years. Says, "I just think the representation and visibility are so important." He said, "I actually hope that one day videos like this and the whole coming out process are just not necessary. But until then, I'm going to do my best and do my part to cultivate a culture that's accepting, that's compassionate." So, I mean, this is huge because I think of all the sports, maybe basketball too. But I feel as if football is sometimes almost a toxic masculine environment where there's a lot of hyper masculinity going on with dudes. They do the weird things when they do anything, and it's got to be a very difficult. It had to be a hard decision, and B, I'm really curious to see how it plays out because I know for a fact there's going to be a handful of guys who are complete asshats to this dude. So I think it's going to end up being tricky, but I'm really, really glad that he did it. So I am so excited that this was able to happen and that this is news. And sorry that it's a Raider, but it's huge. It's huge for the league. It's huge for the LGBTQIA plus community. I mean, there's so much positivity that can come out of this. I just really, really hope all the morons keep their thoughts to themselves when saying like, "Oh, there's no place for a gay guy in our locker rooms." Because guess what? There is. So, and it's there. So.
You mentioned the masculinity that's behind football. Football's been a huge part of my life because I've been a play-by-play broadcaster for football for over 20 years. And I used to play in high school, which, many, many people play in high school. But that was one of my least favorite parts of it was the hyper-masculinity, the grab my helmet and smash my head against your head kind of mentality, right? Hit them harder than they hit you and all that kind of stuff, right? That's just not something that's ever spoken to me. But my hope is that by having somebody who is an active NFL player who has publicly stated that he is gay will help start change the conversation with some of the folks that I've ran into who are big football fans, right? But focus in on that masculinity, right? The game's not like it used to be. We used to hit people and break their legs, right? Like, that's the kind of stuff that I am eager to see change to become more normalized. You had Michael Sam, this is back in 2014, came out as gay prior to the NFL draft, was drafted by the then St. Louis Rams, and played throughout the preseason, but never made the regular season roster, never played a regular season game. You've had several people who have played in the NFL who have come out as gay after their playing days are over, but Carl is a first in that respect, where Carl's expected to make the Vegas Raiders roster and has now come out publicly. So this is a big, big deal in that conversation.
Nice.
A couple of comments from chat. Need all needs to take a lurk. Thanks again for the raid. We really appreciate it. Good moron to you. I am the pizza babe.
Good moron.
And top of the moron to you, DRG.
Top of the moron.
Imagine having to hide your sexuality in 2021. Be who you want to be. Shame people with... Vibes still exists. That's from DRG. And then you have Kajito say, I'd love to walk down the road holding the hubby's hand. Unfortunately, I prefer not being stabbed. I'm sorry to hear that, Kajito. I'm sorry that is a fear and a real fear that you face. This is the second straight day that we've had something in the realm of you mentioned the LGBTQIA plus community, right? And that was the Sesame Street topic yesterday. And these two stories centralize around something that they've been around for a very long time, and are now for the first time introducing their audience to something of this nature. Yeah. Which, I mean, it's 2021. We should be far beyond this.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's my point. Like, I had a conversation the other day where, and it's going to sound weird coming right out, but you have to listen to the whole thing. I'm sick of coming out announcements, and I'm sick of like people saying like, "Oh, you're so proud of this," and the reason for that is because I hate that it has to be like, "Oh, you're so brave." Like, no, it should just be a normal thing. Like, when I told people that me and my wife are engaged, no one was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so brave." You know, like it makes me nuts that we still live in a society where we have to call people brave for being themselves.
Yeah.
Like, it's who you are. Like, why? Yeah, I yearn for the day when it's just normal, where it's not a huge thing. Kind of like Carl Nassib said, where, you know, you don't have to have an announcement. It is what it is. And as DRG put it, you know, it's 2021. Like, why are we still... Why is this the first time we're having an openly gay NFL player? Mm-hmm. And I know there's a lot of, it's toxic masculinity, and it makes me, as a former football player too, like, you know, it makes me nuts that that's the society that we live in. Mm-hmm. And we know, I mean, when you say Michael Sam, I now remember, right? People were talking about how his draft stock plummeted because he announced that he was gay. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm sorry, what? What is his sexuality? And wasn't he he was either in a committed relationship or he was married? Like, Like, how is that any different than like a regular normal athlete being married? Just because it's not, you know, and it makes me crazy. Because Michael Sam was a heck of a player.
He was the SEC
And it made me
Defensive
nuts that he
Player
went
of
to
the
Missouri.
Year.
Yep.
And the SEC,
And
if
he
you don't
never
know,
got a fair.
yeah, if you don't know American football, it is the premier college
NFL
football
minor.
conference out there. And
Yeah.
to be the Defensive Player of the Year in that conference is no
Big deal.
small feat, right?
No.
So that was a big deal. Down said, same here, not a fan of the quote-unquote hype in American football. I was surprised that the masculinity snuck across the pond, but it's the same here with the head hitting and hazing. Are you talking about like with soccer now? That's the
Soccer?
case? Yeah. Well, my biggest hope is kind of along the lines of what Mike said. And again, I give the vomit face because I'm a Denver Broncos season ticket holder. The Raiders are our #1 nemesis. And so
That'd be like a cowboy. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Coming
just
out. Like,
I just don't like talking about the Raiders in any positive way whatsoever. But in this case, kudos to Carl Nassib for saying this. And just
bravo, buddy.
just one thing I appreciate about the way that Carl approached it was just threw it out there, right? Like we didn't need to have a parade, right? Like this you're talking about normalizing, right? This should be part of centralizing the discussion, and by doing it in that way, I thought that Carl took an approach that will hopefully help others, because I can't imagine there's 53 players on an NFL active roster. When you go to training camp, which comes up here in the next month or so, there's 90, right? So you take 90 times 32. I just cannot imagine that there's not another player in the NFL. People worry. So I've read a book. It's a great book, and I'll try to find the title of it. But it talked about how hard it is to stay healthy in the NFL. The average NFL career is less than 3 years, right? And it's so hard to stay active, and not only active, but productive to the point where people actually want to continue to give you roster spots, okay? And I bring all of that up because people in the NFL work so hard just to stay healthy that they don't want to do anything else that could possibly cost them a roster spot. And my worry is that admitting that you're basically who you are can put you in a spot where somebody might say, that person's a PR problem. Michael Sam, right? That was very much a PR problem with his situation. And that's just a damn shame. And so Carl has a pretty good situation in terms of like job security. So using that it's not, I don't know if that's privilege, it might be, but like using that spot to benefit other people could be huge. It could be huge, Mike. Yeah. So I'm very excited about what he did yesterday. So
it's huge. It's a big thing, and you know, we'll see what happens moving forward. Maybe it'll empower some other folks to decide that they should be who they are. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in Downs, I do know that there's lots of people that I've used to even broadcast for have gone on to play American football over there. Absolutely. It is very toxically masculine sport, and it's a sport that I absolutely love, even if I disagree with that. But football's been a huge part of my life, and so, yeah, I hope that this can be something that 10 years from now, like you said, is not necessarily newsworthy, because it's the way things are.
It's life.
DRG says, love that you guys are open to talking about pride and stuff. People on Twitch are scared to speak about it because they lose followers or subs. Keep being genuine. Thank you for that compliment. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Pizza had to leave. Just got home. Long day, so got a lurk. And Tabso, I saw Tabso, you're having a migraine this morning? I'm sorry. I've had migraines in the past, but I've been lucky to not have them pretty much my whole adult life. They used to hit me a ton when I was a kid. Migraines are nothing... not even close to anything that's fun. So yeah, please take care of yourself. So and then Lady K is here as well. We've been talking about onion rings because Onion Rings Day is today. How into onion rings are you? What else goes with them? Lady K says, onion rings, I only eat them with a good beef burger. I think that's probably the best accompaniment to a nice onion ring, if I'm being honest.
The trash is the best accompaniment.
Trash.
Just throw them away. Just throw them away.
Mike.
Eat Eat some real food, man.
All right, coming up, we have Canada Reptile Watch. This one's for Papa Paws. We also have a Chicago man who jumps into the Lake Michigan for the 365th straight day. All right.
Why not, right?
Let's see what story's about coming up in just a little bit. Right now, it's time for birthdays this day in gaming history. If you have a birthday to celebrate with us, well, by all means, please let us know, because we would like to celebrate with you. It is 6:49 on the West Coast. It is 9:49 out on the East Coast. And it is 2:48 for those watching GMS in the afternoon.
Doodly-doo.
Todd Rundgren, the musician, turned 73.
No way.
Wanna rock and roll all night and no, that's Kiss. I wanna bang on the drum all day.
What?
It's the bang on the drum song. It's like the T-Rex song or something like that.
What the hell?
How's that song go? It's the Packers touchdown song.
I don't know, because now all I hear is the stupid Kiss song.
Da-da-da-da. Go, Pat, go. I can't even play it on my Spotify because if I play it on my
ruined
Spotify, I know, I screwed it up. Meryl Streep has a birthday, 72.
Oh, hey, yeah, there it is. I want to bang on my drum. I don't want to work. I want to bang on the drum all day. There we go.
I don't want to work. Is that the song, by the way?
Yeah, that is the song.
Yeah, it's bang on the drum. Okay. Yay, Mike fixed it. Thank you, Mike. Good moron, Earthling. It is good to see you. Meryl Streep has been in movies.
Chris, how did you not put Chris Christopherson on there, too?
It just is all copy and
He
paste
was
stuff.
the first one.
Again,
He's 85.
It's all copy and paste stuff. They didn't have it on
That's
the
not-
Google
that's
indexing thing, so it didn't get
That's messed
indexed.
up, Google.
Chris Christopherson turns 85.
He was he's apparently a singer, but I most know him because he was in Blade.
It was in the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
Wait, no, is Blade a
Yeah.
Vampire Slayer? Or
Yes, he is a vampire slayer, but he's also a vampire. It's very weird.
Okay, never seen it. Surprise!
Yeah, it's Meryl Streep's birthday. There was 3 of them.
I have seen Meryl Streep in Devil Wears Prada.
Yep.
I've seen Meryl Streep in the 2nd season of Big Little Liars. No, that's not right. HBO.
Pretty Little Liars?
No, that's the one on the other channel. This is the one with Aaron Rodgers' fiance, Shailene Woodley, and Reese
Are
Witherspoon.
they like actually engaged?
Nicole Kidman.
Big Little Lies.
Big
you know
Little
how I know
Lies.
that? It literally says it on the picture right here.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Her fun fact is actually pretty great. It says holds the record for most Oscar nominations by an actor. So that's Cleveland.com. Thank you for
Earthlings
giving us an actual fun fact for once.
says Into the Woods.
Sure. Yeah. Great.
Never saw
Sounds
that
great.
Meryl Streep, 72. So is Lindsay Wagner.
Who they put a picture of with Linda Carter. Okay. Why not?
All right, so have you seen Wonder Woman 84?
Heck yeah.
All right, at the end, Wonder Woman 84, there's the mid-credits scene. Did you watch it?
Sure did.
Okay, and am I free of spoilers since that movie came out like 6 months
Yeah,
ago?
sure.
All right, so Linda Carter makes a cameo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Linda Carter supposed to be portraying also Wonder Woman? Or is Linda Carter supposed to be portraying the person who was in the golden armor?
I think she's portraying the golden armor.
Okay, because that's what...
But it's just kind of a fun little Easter egg.
Because that's what the Watch Mojo video, something like that, said, and I was confused. So,
She's the original Wonder Woman. So
Cyndi Lauper turned 68, still having fun. Girls just want to have fun.
Oh, good. She wrote the song "The Goonies Are Good Enough." Great.
That's a song?
Apparently so.
I'm copy and pasting this right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to look that up during the break because I didn't know that there was a Goonies theme song. Bruce Campbell, 62 today. No, sorry, 63. 63 for Bruce.
Nice.
What the hell's Bruce in?
Really? He's like a B. He's in the Evil Dead. I'm sure you haven't seen it because A, it's scary, and B, it's a movie. He was in the Evil Dead series. He played Ash. And he was also in Burn Notice, the USA show.
I have watched Burn Notice.
That
At
was-
least an
that was a
episode.
good show.
TV host Carson Daly is 48.
48.
You're old, Mike. So
God dang it.
Carson Daly, for those who are old like us,
Oh man.
was the longtime host of a show on MTV called Total Request Live. And when I was in high school, when we finally got MTV, that was a big deal. So
I hate that his fun fact was he was a VJ on MTV early in his career. And for me, I'm like, well, that's just stupid, right? But for like a lot of people, including probably a large portion of our audience, they're like, wait, what's a VJ?
yeah.
And why was it on MTV?
So a DJ on radio, right? Disc jockey used to play music. VJ, video jockey, used to
Video
play
jockey.
videos on. It's a big deal. Donald Faison is 47. Turk from Scrubs.
Jerk. Yep.
Good morning, Johnny. Yo, Burn Notice. Okay, apparently we got one person who's big into
Johnny.
Burn Notice.
Downs, that's not funny.
There was a lot of USA shows that I was actually pretty into, or I would have been into if I watched more episodic TV. Like Burn Notice looked good, Suits looked good, Monk looked good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Also,
they're all things that are on my like watch now list that I still go back and watch other shows instead of the ones I should watch.
Faison was also in Clueless, which, by the way, is a pretty solid.
He was.
movie, so.
I think that was like his first like. Is it like down? Okay, Downs. Music television. It's where the music. Never mind.
But see, even explaining it that way is wrong because it's no longer about that. So,
That's-
yeah. It was a big deal when we were young. It is what TikTok is to the current young people.
Yeah, sure.
Alicia Lisi Granson turns 47 today.
Amazing. That's so. Yeah.
The Connors writes for the
Cool.
Connors. TV
Yeah, I love
personality
the Connors.
Portia Williams is 40 years old today.
Who's Portia Williams?
TV personality.
You know who Aaron Brockovich is? You ever seen the movie Aaron Brockovich?
I have
Heard of
seen
it?
Michael Bolton portray Aaron Brockovich in the Fantastic Lonely Island video, This is a Tale of Captain Jack Sparrow.
Well, it's her birthday too. She's 60.
Maybe I'm a legal lady. Aaron Brockovich is my name.
It's also singer Mike Edwards of Jesus Jones. He's 57.
Any drummers?
No, there's a bassist Gary Beers, then Excess, 64.
You have Stephen Page from the Bare Naked Ladies, singer, 51. It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
It's Lindsay Ridgway's birthday from Boy Meets World.
I don't know
who she played. No, she's 36, so maybe it's the new one. It's also John Dillinger's birthday. He's buried here. I've been to his grave. He's buried here in Indianapolis at Crown Hill.
Indianapolis?
Indianapolis.
This day in gaming history, we go back to 1992. It's before 95. So now, again, Mike gets a chance to play Lawsuit or Not Lawsuit.
Lawsuit.
All right,
is it from the follow up to yesterday's agreement?
Probably.
They're not friends.
92, Data West releases the Reaxbur 3 video game for the PC Engine in Japan. I'm sorry.
Incorrect.
Then
What's that?
they then sue them.
Probably. Rayxanber. Reaxbur.
Raxabrackver.
It was a third iteration, apparently, or they just threw 3 at the end of it. One of the two. 1999, Sony released Ape Escape for the PlayStation. I never played that. And you've never had a PlayStation, right?
The original? Yeah, I totally
did.
did. I
Did
had
you
the
play Ape Escape?
PlayStation and the PS2. I did not.
Okay. 2 years later, Game Boy Advance was released in the UK. 2004, Mega Man Anniversary. Man, Mega Man was so good.
What was? Sorry, a thing popped up on my.
No, you're
computer.
fine. Mega Man. I liked Mega Man.
I remember playing Mega Man on the Sega, and one of my greatest childhood traumas was when I was playing Mega Man. I got really far, and at that point, you couldn't like save it. So I paused it, and then we went to church. And as my mom walked out of the house, she turned off the Sega, and then I got home, and I was crushed.
Damn mom.
I've still obviously never forgiven my mother because that was probably like 30 years ago.
Wow.
Makes me very sad.
Good morning, Scott Chick.
Top of the morning.
We're doing gaming history right now. Anyway, the anniversary collection came out for GameCube, Game Boy Advance, and PlayStation 2. The only thing about Mega Man is once I could finally look up like what sequence you needed to beat the bosses in, it became much easier. That was the hardest part, is figuring out, okay, how does the leaf robot help you defeat the lemon robot?
Remember too, that was you had to get the book too. It
Yeah.
wasn't like you could Google it. You had to like be like, "Mom, can we?" But you're in the because they used to have those at the supermarket checkout line.
Yeah.
The game guides. So I'd either read them or be like, "Hey, Mom, can
So
we?"
when we were done watching MTV, we'd go home and okay, anyway, 2005, Buena Vista Pictures released Herbie. Damn it, I didn't get rid of this one. Herbie Fully Loaded. A newspaper shows a car playing a video game in an arcade.
Herbie the Hank.
In
Herbie
2010, Activision released Transformers War of Cybertron for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. There you go.
Hank. Cybertron does whatever Cybertron does.
All right, we're going to take a break. Come back next hour. We will share a documentary. It's from the New York Times. It focuses in on the challenges facing young black men in America growing up in the U.S. And we'll talk more about our GMS Week of Action as well. If you want to get involved, just go to gamingmorningshow.tv/Week of Action. Speaking of which, in the break, we'll show you a game that's part of the Black Voices in Gaming freshman class named by Media Indie Exchange. We got a whole bunch of good stuff coming up this week, including Digital Doc joining us to be a guest host tomorrow. Miss Theo will be here for all 3 hours as well. So Wednesday first hour, you get 4 of us for the first part, which will be
4,
exciting. Not 1,
more than 3,
not 2, not
Less
3.
than 12.
Congratulations, Zombies kicked AJ from round 4. I had to do round 4 holdout and Xfil on my own, and I won. Let's go, Lady K. You're
Nice.
cracked. And yeah,
Get some.
we'll try to keep explaining to Downs what MTV was. Anyway, we'll come back with more. It is Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021. Mike is fuming. We'll be back in a little bit on Gaming Morning Show. Thanks for being here. Facebook Gaming, Twitch,
Bye.
YouTube, GamingMorningShow.tv.
So devoted, I lost parts of me. This time it's not gonna happen. Don't need happy forever after. I let go of past if you do too. To leave now would be running from the truth. We could do better than this. We could do better than this. When you stand in the middle of the crowd, I wanna know it's me that you're missing. We could do better.
In a world where keyboards just won't work, one streamer is determined to make it right.
I want a D that works. I need the D to work.
A quest that would take her on a journey of a lifetime. With her baby daddy by her side.
That's how we do, baby!
It's not my baby
You
daddy
like
or my
mix. I
anytime
just
near
got
soon
it.
future baby daddy.
She overcame all odds and fixed the D.
My D has been broken for so long, but I touched it. It was so good, and it feels so good to have a D that works.
This summer, Superphonic.
Sorry, KK.
Kiki Lowe starring The Lost City of D. A gaming morning show production.
This game is great. Lockpick.
What's
Ah, Jesus! Grandma misses you. Donates $1. I'm sad that we never know who actually donates money.
That might be the worst one we've had so far because I don't like Grandma. I don't like Grandma at all.
Oh, don't listen to him, Grandma. If you want me to get rid of him, reach out and touch my hand.
No!
All right, looks like you're okay for now.
Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, sports, and community games. Find GMS on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningshow.tv. Time for hour number 2, right now.
Morning, gamer. Gaming Morning Show continues. It is Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021. Thanks for being with us. Mike O and Ryan hanging out with you for the rest of the show today. We will be back tomorrow with all 4 of us, meaning you, me, Digital.Games, and Miss Theo for the first hour. And then Doc and Theo and myself will take you the rest of the way after Mike has to take off for IRL stuff. It is Onion Rings Day. We are asking you, how into onion rings are you? Mike gives it out of 5 stars. How into onion rings are you? Yeah, I agree. You know, the bottom line is, like, when I think about, like, what you just said, yeah, it's important.
Mike, unmute your microphone.
hate everything.
Mike, you're muted.
Yeah, yeah, thanks. I hate everyone.
Bob, it's
Not really. I hate onion rings though.
Are you? But, like, you're not throw up. Like, you're not going to throw up by eating them, right? They're not that bad.
Well, it depends. So if I like eat one and it's like gooey,
Yeah.
like I can't do it. Like if Ryan had mentioned before, when you take a bite into it and then like the breading falls off and the icky wicky onion touches you, it's
Yeah, like when
No-
it gets
no
when
bueno.
it gets kind of stringy and slides out of the breading.
yeah,
good.
I can't. No.
And unfortunately, too many of them, that happens that way.
Yeah, I'm good.
Where are onion rings? Like, I know Outback has the Bloomin' Onion. Like, is there a fast food spot in the U.S. that primarily does onion rings?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you got, like, Arby's does, like, the curly fries. Lots of fries. Maybe Carl's Jr.? Does Carl's Jr. do onion
Probably.
rings?
They're weird.
They have some of the
Arby's?
best breakfast
No.
biscuits, by the way.
What fast food has onion rings? Culver's, Portillo's, Buffalo Wild Wings, Whataburger, Arby's, Dairy Queen, Steak and Shake, Hardee's.
Okay. Hardee's is Carl's Jr., so
Yeah.
that makes sense. All right, I'll accept it. Answer accepted. Chat, do you like onion rings? Let us know in the chat. I kind of was with Lady K, though. The whole, you got to have a big burger. And if you got a big burger, you got some big onion rings on board. 7:09 West Coast time. Coming up in about 15 minutes from now, we're going to play you a New York Times documentary that focuses on the life of black youth growing up in America. It's part of our GMS Week of Action. If you would like to find out more, and again, we're encouraging you to spend up to an hour of your time this week, having a contribution to your community, go to gamingmorningshow.tv/weekofaction.html. Is it called Waterburger or Whataburger? It's definitely the latter, but could you imagine if it was called Waterburger? That sounds pretty funny. I like that. Have you ever had a Whataburger?
I don't think I've been to an area where they have Whataburgers.
That's like Texas, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Ooh, Farmer Boys has some good onion rings. Also, hello, Chris MU. Up early this morning.
I don't know what a farmer boy is.
I
I know what a farmer boy is, but like,
you can find Farmer Boys at farmersonly.com.
it's really weird.
Did you know Chris and I won 3 crowns yesterday during Chris's stream?
Yes, because I watched it. You did great, Ryan.
DRG said, I like onion rings. That's all I can add. Thank you very much, DRG. Back to us. Okay, let's give them Canada Reptile Watch. This is from, of course it is. It's from Ben Hooper of UPI.
Of course.
Best friend of the show. Do you think
thing.
Ben knows that we're Ben's best friend?
Do you think Ben realizes that we're like 90% of his clicks?
I doubt it.
That's my question.
I think Ben basically gets to write whatever Ben wants now because so many people are into it.
I've been Googling because I'm like, let me see if there's other sources for this, and they all just link Ben Hooper. So I'm going to hope that he's not a liar. However, I don't know if Papa Paws is still here, but Papa, if you are, I feel like you live in the Ontario area. Maybe I'm wrong. However, Canada Reptile Watch 2020. An Ontario zoo is asking members of the public to be on the lookout after a large lizard slipped out of the facility through an open door. Little Ray's Reptile Zoo and Nature Center said in a Facebook post that the 3.5-foot monitor lizard escaped from the Hamilton facility on Saturday morning. We believe he was able to get out through the back door, which was ajar, the post said.
Oh, no.
Although this animal possesses no threat to people or pets and will very much be nervous and avoid individuals and animals, we believe we have a small window of opportunity to find and retrieve the lizard. The zoo said members of the public should not attempt to capture the lizard, as it is very fast. It is likely to bite any strangers who attempt to grab it. This isn't true, okay? A monitor lizard is very dangerous. They have like 50 plus they have so much bacteria in their mouth. If they were to bite you, the wound would fester and you would probably lose the limb.
Wow.
Also, they eat small animals. What? This is like the worst situation of like, you know what? Don't worry. Don't panic. The house is on fire, but we're safe as long as there's water in the toilet. Like, we're good. You know, like, it makes no sense. Don't touch the lizard.
All right.
It will kill you.
So this thing is we've got a pretty dangerous bite, right?
Yeah.
But at least it's not fast. That's good, right?
It's nervous. At least it has some social anxiety. I guess we got that going.
I'm
for
just
it.
saying, like, it's the worst of like every situation where it's
It's
like, oh
the
no, it is
worst.
actually incredibly fast. So you have a lot of things to worry
Yes.
about. Okay, cool.
It's
thanks,
very
that's great.
fast. They're very elusive, and they have a very, very hard bite capacity. They're like, you know, this one it's not unsafe at all. But if you see it, get the hell away from it. Like,
Don't panic. Everything is fine. Just don't
will-
look at it.
if this bites you, I mean, you're not gonna die. You might lose a limb, but you won't die at least.
Scary.
I read this and I was like, what are you talking about? Like, this is so wrong.
All right, well, nice find, Ben. Chris had read our minds, Mike. Yes, if we can, meaning if Ben will say yes, we're absolutely going to have Ben on the show.
Yeah. And we'll ask him to bring... Oh, wow, that was nice. We're going to be like, hey, Ben, can you just break news on the show from now on? Breaking news! Bats have been found in my attic. You know,
Wouldn't surprise me.
thing turned a door into a jar. What, Kyle? Good morning, Kyle. Coming in hot.
Oh, no, that's Kalaf, who's our head of research and development, and just verified that, in fact, that lizard you were just talking about actually opens doors.
He says he turns it into a jar.
Just messing.
Yeah. Get it?
Yeah, because the door is now
Was a
jar.
jar. Yeah, it's now a jar.
a jar.
That's
Is a
fine.
very weird term, by the way.
It is. It is. I never fully understood it. I've never really given it any thought until right now. So yeah, it is a very strange term. Whoa, I missed again. Son of a
Oh, I tried to save it. That's where, like, if you have somebody who is not a native English speaker and you're like trying to teach the language and you're like, yeah, no, like if someone leaves the door open, the door is ajar. What? Like we make it so hard. English is not an easy language in any respects.
It's okay though, because the people in Alaska have 37,000 words for snow, is what my old English teacher used to say. When people would say English is hard, oh, I missed the ball a lot. Boop. Ugh. Yeah, we like to make things complicated.
Why you gotta be so complicated?
Oh, there we go. Oof, I was out of juice.
Yeah, I've never had a Whataburger. So the one in the Pacific Northwest is Burgerville, and people really like Burgerville. And they also
have onion rings.
Do they really?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out because they have incredible milkshakes. So.
Really?
So I think I've said on the show, like when we get to talk about ice cream, like I don't love ice cream. Like people are like, let's go get some ice cream. It's like, okay, yeah. I mean, I don't hate it by any means. I'm just like, I don't crave ice cream like ever, right? But whenever we go to an ice cream place, that guy's just standing there, I will always get the milkshake before I'll get like a scoop of ice cream. Adding my stats.
Is this just one dude?
Yep, one dude who's now AFK. But look how I played that ball away from them.
That was good. That was real good.
Yeah. I wasn't going to take it for some. This is how I win all my crowns in Fall Guys, Mike.
Is it? Oh. I'm just going to sit over here and do donuts backwards.
Nice. Get them. Get those donuts. By the way,
Chris, what do you think of chocolate eclairs? I bet Chris likes them.
Yeah, it is National Chocolate Eclair Day, and I said something to the effect of I don't like cream-filled pastries. So Mike was a little surprised by that, but it's unnecessary and messy. So, but I was gonna say Chris is gonna do a letter writing stream again.
I like letters.
What's your favorite
especially
letter?
Ones that, well, maybe someday it'll be the one that Chris wrote me like 3 months ago.
Again, it will get there as soon as our holiday package gets to us.
It's over there. You can see it right here. From this thing.
Speaking of letters, do you know what a pirate's favorite letter is?
Q.
You would think it'd be Q, but it's actually the C.
Jack. Speaking of the sea, King Gray, our good friend, has been asking a lot for me to play Sea of Thieves with him. And I think this weekend we might play it together.
That's awesome. Sea of Thieves looks so fun.
It does.
Sean and I had that on our list as soon as I had a PC that could play it. But I am actually going to be downloading a little game called Minecraft here shortly.
Gosh darn it. A little game?
Yeah, because I gotta teach my daughter how to play Minecraft.
Boy.
And by teach my daughter, I mean learn how to play Minecraft with my daughter.
I'm gonna allow it, Chris.
You know, because cream pies aren't difficult to eat. You can use them with a fork. Like if you have a very delicious, well-known
use a fork. That's
dessert,
that's an
known
ER
as
trip
like a
right there.
chocolate cream pie, for example, okay, that you would buy at like a Sherry's restaurant in the Pacific Northwest, that you definitely would buy. That's very common knowledge that it's a dessert. You use a fork, and whereas like a chocolate eclair is like a tube filled with cream, and that is way harder to eat.
A tube filled with cream, eh?
Yeah, it's more of like a cylindrical shape.
a creamy tube, you say? Oh. Today's edition of What's Going On Outside Mike's Window. The neighbors that the police keep coming to just showed up.
Back to you.
Back to you in the studio. Oh, that was a nice goal or nice sit. Oh man, I missed.
Words.
Is this rude? Is what rude?
Downs is just wondering why you are laughing at Mike or Chris talking about cream pies.
Cream pie.
Mike giggles at some random stuff, especially apparently well-known, long-running, common desserts.
How long is it?
They've been around for centuries.
Send really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
No, they're not at all, unless you're Mike O. And millions of other people. But other than that, this will be a tune in for Look It's Mike O tonight, Downs, and Mike will explain all of it to you.
Wait, do you not know what a cream pie is now?
Yes, Downs does. It's a delicious dessert that you can buy. It's got a crust and like maybe
if
some
you don't
whipped
shower
cream.
quick enough, you know, there's definitely some crust. All right, I'm done.
Thank God.
Sorry, I remember our conversation last time, so I'm gonna end it.
Thank you.
I like rocks. Quartz is my favorite. Chris, I hate you. Yes, Downs. You should definitely Google that. at
No,
work.
no, please do not.
Please
As long as it includes
invite-
the word dessert.
invite your supervisor over as well to come Google it with you, so you guys can experience it together. Damn it, Chris.
K-Laugh, can you save us, please? K-Laugh, R&D, we need you now. We need you now tonight. We're winners! Chat, 7:22.
Yeah.
West Coast time, 10:22 out on the East Coast.
Huzzah!
3:22 for those watching in the UK.
That's probably safe.
I'm gonna do it right now. I don't care. I'm gonna see what it.
But you're not really at work.
I know, but I'm just telling you. Here's what you would find, because it is so uncommon what you're thinking.
No, we'll just don't Google the dessert part. Google
Okay,
the first
maybe
one
you need to
part.
Google it with 2 words, because if you Google it with 1, okay, please Google it with. Okay, Mike's right. If you Google it all 1 word, you're going to the whole.
How would you do that? You almost killed me. Definitely use a space. Make sure
Please
there's
do.
a space.
Yes,
Make sure there's a space.
I am absolutely. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually genuinely shocked. I didn't think Google it was that common of another term. By the way, Mike, if
Yeah.
you do Google cream space pies, you get 27 of our creamiest cream pie recipes from Taste of Home.
Oh my gosh. Is there stories with them?
But
'Cause those
if
are
you
my
Google
favorite.
it all 1 word, you get.
Oh yeah, that's not. There's a
Oh
lot
my
of stories,
gosh.
but they're not quality ones.
I'm not. I'm being honest with you. I am legitimately surprised by something I learned today.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't think it was that common of a term.
Yep.
7:24 West Coast time, 10:24 in the East, and it is 3:24 in the UK. I do apologize for nearly causing you to choke on stream. So,
No, it's all good.
all right, hey K-Laugh, what you just typed up there in all caps, you could actually Google at work, but do not combine those words.
Don't combine them. Yeah.
All right. Let's do this. Like I talked about, we are going to share with you a video from the New York Times. This is part of our GMS Week of Action. And it's important because we're focusing our Week of Action this particular iteration around racial equity, systemic racism in the United States. And Mike and I have talked about this both on the stream but also offline. You know, our role in a conversation around racial equity in the U.S. as cis heterosexual white men, and that includes Sean too, who's the third primary host of Gaming Morning Show, is to look at this through a lens of allyship, and specifically with the GMS Week of Action. It's important to us to talk about how to move from allyship into being an accomplice, somebody who is working beyond just the means of allyship, and what that means we'll share with you actually coming up later this hour in terms of facing some fears that you may have in allyship, also facing some ways that you can actually help just because you have a voice, right? And in our case too, Gaming Morning Show as a platform, and you actually spoke really well on this before we play this last week, where you were talking about the power structure in the U.S. and how it has been put into favor for white men, and then the inherent power that comes with us vocalizing things that put a spotlight on systemic racism.
Yeah. As a heterosexual married white male, I mean, and Chris said it best, it's using white privilege to our advantage, in not a advantageous way to get something, but rather using our position and privilege to focus on something. And Ryan sent me this last night, and I think it's really important to realize there's a difference between being like, you know, anti-racist and then being an ally and kind of help, you know, push I don't want to say push the narrative, but helping to spread awareness and everything. So I think it's really, really important that, you know, as a white male, I use my position to be able to shed light on things that, you know, let's be honest, like if Julian were to come on the show and talk about racism in America, there are automatically going to be some people who are like, click, you know, maybe not in our audience, but in general. But as a white guy, people are like, oh, that's interesting. And it's really stupid and it makes no sense. But yeah, so using our position to spread some of this, some spotlight and some stuff on this it's super, super important. And speaking of super, hey, what's up? But yeah, it's a very important thing.
And I'm going to connect the dots at the end of the hour too when we talk about some of this work that Jen Fry has done, who's a social justice educator. And it's not just specifically Jen. Jen has compiled some resources from throughout the internet through relationships that Jen has built, and then does a great job crediting those particular sources. And I actually did a lot more diving into where she got the source material and found out that these are folks who have been talking about this for quite a long time, and that was encouraging. In fact, even this New York Times thing that we're going to play for you now is part of a New York Times resources page that's specifically called Resources for Teaching About Race and Racism, and there's over 75 lesson plans that are here. And one of those roles of accomplices from an anti-racist perspective is to be talking about racism in your sphere of influence, and that includes if you're a white person talking to other white people about it and holding space to discuss these things proactively, right? And that's one thing that kind of focuses again back to the GMS Week of Action. This is a platform that we are building and we're developing and we have, and so we want to use it for this discussion. So let's go ahead and play this piece. This is from the New York Times, and this is specific to growing up in America as a young black man. And we play that now on Gaming Morning Show. I'm going to restart this.
Racism means basically like
A large part of a race feels that they're superior to another race. And so not only do they believe that, but they act on it.
Examples would be in class. Sometimes I'd be the only black kid, and we read a book like, I don't know, Huck Finn, and then there's that uncomfortable moment, the magic word come up, and people would look at you and you're like, what's his reaction, and things like that.
I was walking home from school with this one white girl, and we just gotten off the bus, and we were almost home, and there were these group of black kids that just gone out of school. And she was like, oh, let's cross the street. There's a group of black kids. I don't want to run into them. And so she told me, which I don't even know why she would do that.
I used to wear a sweatband, like, just to reinforce my wrist. And I had a teacher come up to me and say, you should take it off because it looks gang affiliated.
I've been in situations where, you know, I had to cross the street because I didn't want to scare the white lady that was walking.
It would get to the point where I would start to count how many times a woman would clutch her bag.
When I was 16, I was leaving my mom's house in my pajamas, which had snowmen on them, with my brother, and we were actually stopped by the police rather aggressively.
I've been stopped by the cops on my way between classes because we have two separate buildings, walking from one building to the other building, as my white students in the same class walk by me.
It's kind of upsetting because we live in a world where my mom has to be afraid when I walk outside from the people that are like meant to protect me. And I don't like when my mother feels like that. You know, I love my mother. I want her to always be happy.
You know, I walk tall, I keep my head up, try to be very articulate and polite. And so, of course, I was like, okay, I'm going to be fine because I act a certain way. And of course, that has absolutely nothing to do with it. The way people perceive you, is not up to you.
My parents taught me, cops are your friends. You're supposed to, they're here to protect you. But all I'm seeing is the opposite. So how can I not be afraid when I feel like I'm being hunted? When I feel like I'm there to fill a quota?
We are in a so-called free society. And as a black man, we literally don't feel free. We don't know what freedom is.
Every time we're killed, the first thing you see on the news is, criminal record. Or something like that. So from the second the bullet hits us, already we're starting to be dehumanized.
With black people like myself, we don't get as many chances as they do. So you have to be aware and you have to watch out and you can't mess up.
This was an extremely emotionally taxing process for me in terms of coming to terms with maybe the nature of racism in my own life and in this country and in this world. And if you wait until somebody is 12, 13, and 14 to put that on them, it can be really difficult.
My dad, he's just like the honest one. He's like, listen, son, like there are things in this world, like you kind of have to watch out. He doesn't want me to live in fear, but he wants me to be aware.
I want people to know that I'm perfectly fine and I'm not gonna hurt anybody or do anything bad. I should be judged about like who I am and like and what kind of person I am.
My parents would tell me, especially my mom, she would tell me, you have to endure, you have to muscle through it. And this is no different. It's a part of being a person of color in America.
And there's a certain comfortability associated with that because if I know that something is inevitable, then I know how to deal with it. Fortunately, I've had parents who have said, this is what you do.
Mom and Dad, I'll be fine because you did a good job raising me. You gave me all the resources and the time, the blood, sweat, and tears to make me a good man, an honorable man, and the foundation to survive in this country.
I want you to know that I will act in an appropriate manner and do everything that you told me to do because I do love you, and I know that everything you say is not for a reason and not just to talk, and I love you.
wanted to make sure to roll credits on there so that you can see all the great people who put that together, give credit where credit is due. The one thing that stood out to me in some work that I was doing for IRL in anti-racism discussions was, as a person who grew up in an incredibly rural white area of the country, my exposure to people who were not white was incredibly limited. In fact, especially interaction with folks who were black. And prior to doing some education around understanding what it's like to be black in this country, I had never really heard a black man express fear. And there was an article that was shared with me in that work, was the first time that I'd heard somebody openly discuss that. And that was an interesting thing because in the media portrayals of black men, I'm talking about fictional shows, right? I had always seen black men as extremely confident, right? Now, many, many times they were portrayed as criminals, but in that portrayal were confident, right? And this was a good 5-minute piece that you can share. That link that we shared goes directly to the video, where you can get more of a real expression of what it's like for young folks. The one person who stood out to me the most in that video was describing walking from one building of his school to the other and having police officers stop him. That moment really stuck out to me from this particular video. So yeah, it puts a spotlight on the systemic way that race is treated in the United States, and that's why we're having this conversation today.
It is, and so for me, I had kind of the opposite experience with racism as a young person. I grew up in Paterson, New Jersey, which is one of the most dangerous and violent and corrupt cities in America, and it makes the news more often than not when it's in the news for negative, super negative things. And I remember as a young man, I was targeted. So I don't want to say I understand the experience of racism because it goes so much deeper than it does. But I had a small, tiny glimpse of it when I was a kid. I was a white kid that grew up in a predominantly African-American area. And I was actually targeted in a drive-by shooting because I was white. And because some kids had a problem with my parents asking them to slow down while driving down the street. And one of my earliest memories is watching, a man get beat to death because of his race outside of my house. And there's a lot of really terrible things. So for me, I got to grow up seeing systemic racism. I don't want to say at its finest, but Paterson is a pretty crooked town. So I was able to see that and experience that. I had a lot of really good friends who were victims of it. And yeah, it's really difficult to watch, and especially when I taught outdoor education in upstate New York, we had kids from Brooklyn and the Bronx and Queens. We had a lot of kids that came from New York City that would come out, and they would talk about it, and they would, they'd be like, "Oh, and this one kid called me the friendliest white person he's ever met," and that was kind of cool to hear, but it also kind of sucked because you're like, well, that's shitty, pardon my French, but you're like, I don't want to be the nicest white person you've met. I want every white person to be nice. So there's a lot that needs to be realized and talked about as far as racism in this country, and we need to have uncomfortable conversations about it. So I commend you a lot for putting this week together, and that video is incredible, and it's a video that highlights these are young black men that have to deal with some absolutely ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, and it's a system that we put in place, and so I am asking the folks who are hanging out with us in chat to again try to move, if you can, beyond education and into some sort of action. The rest of this week, especially the time that we dedicate to this topic on the show, will focus around ways that you can go from an actor in this discussion to allyship, if not accompliceness, and that's from the perspective of Jen Fry, who has a change agent workbook that I'm kind of using to focus the conversation for this GMS Week of Action. It's by no means the only solution. It's by no means the only way to look at this, because again, we're coming from a perspective of white heterosexual cis men, right? But I will say this: you talked about uncomfortable conversations. I actually was leaning toward playing a video about that too, because it's not easy to have uncomfortable conversations, and that is just psychology, right? You and I could start talking about finances, right? And that becomes an uncomfortable conversation because it's taboo. It's something we have not normalized. Carl Nassib, who you talked about earlier, the first active NFL player to come out as gay, that has been an uncomfortable conversation. And Carl did something yesterday by announcing it to help try to normalize it and make it less uncomfortable, right? All of that to say, thank you for those who are watching. Thank you for those who are participating in our Discord, for those who are participating on Twitter. That's where we are also sharing a lot of this discussion outside of the show. But we transitioned out of just a discussion, and we said we wanted to have some action this week. And so that's why we're encouraging everyone who's in our chat to spend up to 1 hour this week trying to do something that takes an actionable step toward racial equity. And that can be in the United States, that can be where you live, that can be a combination of both. And we appreciate everyone who's been able to do that. The Media Indie Exchange has a list of Black voices in gaming. They called it their freshman class. So coming up in the next break, we're going to show 3 trailers, because they're shorter than some of the others we've shown, for Onsen Master or Onsen Master, Run, Die, Run Again, and She Dreams Elsewhere. We'll share those. These are part of the group that was selected for the Black Voices in Gaming freshman class. And as we learned from our good friend Kim Chica, it's any indie game that you can wish list, let alone buy, helps support that game. So if you can help us do that today, we'd certainly appreciate it. It's 7:42, Mike. Anything else you want to add at this moment, or we can transition back into some gaming and get sports coming up at 7:50?
Let's head back into some fun stuff.
All right. So it is now 7:42 on the West Coast, 10:42 on the East, 3:42 for those watching GMS in the UK. We appreciate being here on Onion Ring Day, and appreciate you being here for conversations like this during an entertainment show, because we've talked about that in the past as well. You mentioned that it is Be Kind Day, and this stemmed from a tragedy, but it is what it says. Be Kinder Day. Be kind to one another. Give us the background on that one more time.
So here, let me pull it up real quick. So Be Kinder Day was inspired by Billy Kinder, a 12-year-old girl, not 8, sorry, who was always happy, cheerful. She was a student in year 6 in Australia. She's been awarded a high school scholarship, and she tragically died in a horse riding accident. Her mother decided that in honor of her daughter, she would create Be Kinder Day to empower children to make a difference in the world and be kinder. So it's kind of, I don't want to say tragedy or triumph out of tragedy, but it is. I mean, it's an incredibly good reminder to remember. And it very much encourages young people to be the ones to kind of take that role. Why am I going the wrong way? I'm upside down. So yeah, it's really cool. I'm really excited that that this was a day that we can have, and it is a very good reminder, like I said, to be kind to people, and kindness matters. You know, sometimes you'll see someone having a really crappy day, and you do something really nice for them.
Yeah.
Even like a small thing, and that can completely change somebody's day or outlook.
I have this thing that I've been trying to do within the last, couple of years, certainly. Namely, if I think of something and it's something that I should say to the person that I'm thinking about, I try to make sure that I say it, because of all of those stories that you hear where it's like, I wish I had said this to this person. I wish I had thought about this, right? And the other day I reached out to somebody, and I was like, I just thought about you today because you did something. And I honestly don't remember the details. But that person wrote me back and was like, this was the best thing that happened to me today.
And that's the thing, right? It could be something as small as that right there. For me personally, I know I always talk about Dunkin' and whatnot. Like, I usually get Dunkin' once or twice a week, and whenever I get a chance, I try to pay it forward and buy the coffee for the person behind me.
Yep.
Because I mean, something is simple. It's it's a $2 cup of coffee. Like, it's not anything crazy, but just I like for people to to be like, oh, like somebody is
Cares.
thinking enough to do this.
Yeah.
So it's not expensive. It's not anything crazy. It's being kind. And
It can tremendously impact someone's day, because you've probably had that
absolutely.
happen to you before, or something of that ilk, and it can change the trajectory. Congratulations on that goal, by the way, Michael.
It was a good one, right?
But you have Superphonic saying, "My mantra in life is kindness kills cruelty, and it's a nice alliteration, which is a bonus. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
I've tried to wean myself from positivity at all costs, because I definitely have gotten more to the toxic positivity side of things, as opposed to letting myself feel pain and live in discomfort. But I will say that as often as I can, I will try to find some sort of way to be kind whenever I'm able to do so. And I'm not perfect by any means, but it definitely helps me as much as I think it helps other people too. So it's a win-win.
Oh, it's definitely.
That said, chocolate eclairs are awful.
So we're going
negative.
Chocolate. Ever had chocolate onion rings? Just kidding.
Ugh.
Oh, I missed.
That's right.
Pop has a good point too.
Yeah, what's that?
Getting away from the word like kill him with kindness, conquer with kindness. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, killing has a very negative connotation, don't it?
Well, we were talking about this the other day on Twitter with
that was a good goal.
Violent video games, and how you and I and Sean have enjoyed getting to play something like Rocket League, right?
Yeah.
Because the real world violent experience that Call of Duty was wearing on us, and that was coupled with the news, right? But also, like, I even liked how this is going to sound silly, but it's PR and semantics, right? When the Fortnite World Cup was happening, they specifically in Fortnite call them eliminations instead of kills, right?
Yeah.
And I've even found myself leaning toward that language when we cast the Kiki Cup, when I play Apex Legends, because I, for some reason, also just don't enjoy using that word. So
yeah,
I'm with you.
I prefer saying "get wrecked, noob."
That's
you got wrecked, noob.
That's what Mike says all the time whilst playing Apex Legends.
It's usually about myself. I got wrecked, noob. Oh.
You are not going to get wrecked, noob. You are going to be doing the wrecking this Sunday with the Kiki Low Trios Mixer.
Truth.
Mike is going to be wrecking the noobs.
With Copia and our other teammate.
TBD.
TBD. I believe Copia has been like, hey, we should play together this week sometime. And yeah. Well, and that's so it's actually really funny you say that, Papa. Is because I feel really weird. Papa. When we had our foster son, we always said like, hey, like, we don't want him to play like violent video games with his sisters around, because it's a hard conversation to have sometimes with like young kids. So we'd be like, hey, you're putting them to sleep, you're not killing anybody. And then it turned into hugging. So yeah, like, hey, I'm just trying to hug everybody. No. So it's just funny you say that, Papa. Do you have cameras in my house? It's creepy. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm older now, but violent video games don't seem as fun when it comes to like first-person shooters. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm having so much fun with Valheim.
Well, I had a blast, and even somebody else and I were talking about this offline, how, like, Stardew Valley was a really fun experience for me because it was just calm and chill.
Yep.
And I mentioned yesterday, I don't play those enough, and nor probably will I from a time perspective. But I mentioned in that tweet that I sent out yesterday how I enjoyed watching people play those games. It definitely, like, gives me a calming feeling, and that provides a really good atmosphere to just hang out in, you know? So,
whoops. And that was one of the reasons I like Minecraft so much, is because it just gives you the chance to, like, mindlessly do stuff and have fun.
Mindlessly.
Yay!
Mindlessly.
Mindlessly.
That's Mike. I'm Ryan. That's 7:50 on the West Coast, 10:50 on the East. It is 3:51 now for those watching GMS in the afternoon. Good morning, Gray. It is good to see you. Needle has been hanging out with us since giving us the raid earlier in the first hour. Thank you again for doing that, Needle. We appreciate it very much. DRG is back as well. Super. Say my goal. No, that was Papa. Say my goal is to hug Mike with bullets. The alliteration requirement restricts things. Yeah, you know, conquer with kindness on a T-shirt. You could take the kindness and
put it on a pancake.
Actually, we could make a shirt that says "Take the kindness and put it on a pancake." That would work, for sure. Stardew is very cozy. Yes, Stardew is a fun game. You just
AXA.
What's
That's
an AXA?
Sorry. This is my third person for the tournament.
Oh!
Sorry.
Let's go. AXA is cracked, probably. So, take the calzone and put it on a crepe. No, it's not the same thing.
Who
World
wants to get banned? Said
Rainforest Day as well. Yeah. Have you ever been to the rainforest?
I mean, you technically live in a temperate rainforest. If we're being
nerd alert,
if we're being honest.
Oh my. Okay. Have you ever been to a tropical rainforest?
Oh no. Why would I do that? I have to get on a. No, I guess I could drive. No,
Positive
just
Media
sad.
Day. National HVAC Tech Day. If you're in air conditioning today and it's hot outside, thank your HVAC tech. And it's also a National Kissing Day.
God, that noise is awful.
Okay, is this noise worse? This one? Or?
Oh gosh, why?
I know. Yeah, Kiki does a slurping sound thing on Kiki's stream, and
that's awful.
It hurts my ears.
Yeah, I'm with Gray.
Yep.
Don't ever do that again.
All right, I will never do that again. I promise. Although you can go to Pickle Feets and you can get smooches at the end of the show. So there's
But
that.
does his sound like that?
I don't know. Damn, that noise is so annoying. I agree with you. I am the one for sure. Oh, well, Sis is gonna kiss the HVAC guy. That works. You know, it's whatever keeps your house cool. So.
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
Say ask.
Let's do sports.
Deportes.
We always lead off sports whenever Mike's on the show, especially with did the Mets win? Mike, yesterday on June 21st, did the Mets win?
Probably not.
The answer is yes.
No.
Yes.
What?
They beat Atlanta 4-2, and it's also
no,
because they lost to Atlanta 1-0. It was a doubleheader, 2 7-inning games.
Fair enough.
So
I know DeGrom got checked for having sticky stuff because why not?
yesterday, the stat line for DeGrom, 5 innings pitched, 1 hit allowed. He has more RBI, runs batted in, than he has earned runs allowed. That is nuts. That's absolutely nuts.
He is quite possibly the greatest pitcher of this generation, and he is very wasted because the Mets don't understand what run support is. So
he probably has more support runs from himself than he does from many of his teammates.
I feel like I saw a stat where he lost more one-run games in the last 5 years than any other pitcher in baseball.
Super, you're absolutely right. He's referring to the Grand Prix on Sunday where Max Verstappen dominated. It was actually a Red Bull domination of Mercedes in terms of pit strategy, and so that was a win for Max. Sergio was third, and so both Red Bull made progress in the Constructors' Championship, but also in the Drivers' Championship as well. Let's see what else is happening. Eli has a new job. Eli Manning is rejoining the New York Giants to work in business operations and fan initiatives. Okay. A sharply, according to the Associated Press, limited number of fans will be allowed to attend the Tokyo Olympics, organizers announced Monday, as they tried to save, quote, some of the spirit of the games where even cheering has been banned, unquote.
Wait, what?
Cheering has been banned?
What?
Why can't you cheer at the Olympics? It doesn't say anything else about this. It talked about 50% capacity, official set of coronavirus cases. But why can't you cheer?
Hold on.
Can you look that one up?
Yeah.
Again, I'm reading this. I'm just gonna make sure I didn't read this wrong. This is from the Associated Press. Announced Monday as they tried to save some of the spirit of the games where even cheering has been banned.
Organizers set a limit for each Olympic venue and official set of coronavirus cases raised again. The rules could be changed and fans could still be barred together. Spectators from abroad, you can't do that. Still health officials fear in a country where most people haven't been vaccinated that if they cheer, it could spread. Why have it?
Oh my gosh. Frustrating. By the way, Gray just pulled out Bring It On reference. It's a cheerocracy, not a cheer-tatorship. Yeah. We cheer when we want. Nice work.
This is a good quote here. We would like people to go directly home from the venue without stopping by anywhere.
You can't control that.
You can't. Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly what he's saying now. Is just if you're unmasked, but just why even allow it? Like the games will still happen. I mean, how many sports have done this already? Right? They worked without having a whole bunch of people in the stands. It's not ideal, but it works. Right? Ugh, gross. And then in Olympic news, the U.S. does have its first skateboarding team. I think skateboarding's in there for the first time. 12 members range from superstar Nyjah Houston to up-and-coming teenagers eager to make their mark when skateboarding becomes an Olympic sport for the first time next month. We used to play track and field game on the Nintendo, and it just had the B and A buttons, and if you moved your hand back and forth like this, you could go really fast, but we would tear blisters into our thumbs. So we actually went through boxes of Band-Aids to try to keep it from happening.
Interesting. That's cool.
Of course I do, Greg. Have you not seen Bring It On?
That's one of the 6 movies that Ryan has seen in his life.
There's not many better opening sequences than that movie, just because they took a cheer and made it hilarious. Also, here's the deal. My wife is a former stunter, so I got in what's is it indoctrinated with cheerleading early on. So yeah. All right. Let's see. That's your sports. All right. As we go to break, I'm going to share some things that come from our friend Jen Fry. You can find Jen on Twitter at Jen Fry Talks. This goes back to the week of action from Gaming Morning Show. You can find out more at gamingmorningshow.tv/weekofaction.html. And then we're going to show you 3 games from the Media Indie Exchange's Black Voices of Gaming freshman class. The resource that we're going to share in the chat has to do with Fear and Co-Conspirator in terms of the change agent aspect of the discussion around racism in the U.S. And Co-Conspirator in this case is being referred to as Racism Disruptor. And these are some of the things that Jen shares. And one of them is the anatomy of an ally and reading the signals in allyship during race conversations. And we're kind of in this latter part with having a platform and trying to use it for the purposes of having this discussion. And so I will share this with you now. The first one is from that URL there, which we shrunk into a bit.ly. And just, again, if you have a heart, you have a heart to cultivate empathy for the oppressed, right? If you have eyes, you have eyes to identify privilege, right? These are just aspects of this discussion from an ally lens. And then reading the signals, this is one thing that with Gaming Morning Show we really wanted to do, is when we have an opportunity to amplify messages, be able to do so that people of color have their thoughts and ideas heard in their own voice, right? So we're very much talking through our lens, which is allyship as white hosts of the show, but as much as we can, trying to provide a platform, and hopefully, you know, a platform that is useful to those in amplifying their messages. And that's what we're going to do here in a second. The Media Indie Exchange has this list of the freshman class, 14 games, black voices in gaming. So we're going to amplify that message by showing you 3 trailers. This next sequence is Onsen Master, Run, Die, Run Again, and She Dreams Elsewhere. So we're going to play those now as we go to break, and we'll come back with more on Gaming Morning Show. Thanks for being here for this episode. We truly appreciate it on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv.
Explode me, explode me, give it all to 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 me, let me give it all to me.
Oh, for you. Things are changing now. You're coming out to the desert, somewhere you've never been before. Everything is new to you. I'll help you through, 'cause I know what it's like, trying to make something right. So just know you're not alone tonight, because the stars glow at night, and oh, they shine so bright. I hope this is the best day of your life, because the stars glow at night, and oh, they shine so bright. Just know that this is right for you. Oh, for you.
Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, Community Games and GMS Morning Gaming Renews. Get ready for your takeaways that were pretty okay. And the clip of the day. Time for hour number 3 right now.
Morning, Gamer. Gaming Morning Show continues. Thanks for being here. That is Mike. I am Ryan. Looks like I'm going to be rehanging one of my eye hooks for the backdrop because it just fell down during the break.
Whoopsie.
So if you see the orange just come tumbling down here shortly, you'll know why, chat.
We get to see the Cheez-Its again.
Oh my gosh.
Running through a wall straight to your stream.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
on me. I'm Michael.
I just heard like a sound, like a metal sound. I was like, what the heck is that? And then I look up and like bungee cord is down. So the answer, chat, is roughly 10 months. That's how long a unanchored eye bolt will hang on your ceiling with pressure on it.
An unanchored eye bolt.
Yep. Not mechanically inclined. It is Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021. Thanks for being here on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. We've been talking about onion rings today. Not a fan, Maiko, I believe is what you would say.
Dislike.
Dislike button.
Dislike.
Pickle, I don't know that answer, which, again, gives me an opportunity to segue and say thanks for being here, everyone.
Morning to the final hour crew.
Pickle, I don't know, but we might know how much longer the other one will last when it has all of the pressure attached to it now. And if that one falls, it lands on my car. So
this could be a really fun third hour.
It's the anticipation. Yeah, why would you hold yourself back from joy?
Ridiculous. Because they're gross. Nintendo back rolls. Have you ever? All right. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go outside and find a worm, and then smack it around your face. That's how I feel when it comes to raw cooked onions. Like I'm being smacked in the face with a worm. Earthworm.
Best onion ring I ever had was at Phil's Barbecue in San Diego. I want to go to San Diego so badly. Gosh, it would be fun.
Yeah, worms on the face.
On the face.
You know what? You know what the best kind of onion ring is? I believe they're called mozzarella sticks.
Mozzarella sticks are very, very good. So, I do want to say good more on to Prototype, who's here at the very tail end of the second hour. Dr. Chick checked in as well. Yesterday was playing with Chris and me, winning our crowns on the stream, Chris and me stream. Also, Sencho was here as well. So good more on to you all, Superphonics. Been hanging around for quite a while. We've had Needle since the raid earlier in the show. Thank you for being here as well. Gray had to take off. Sizz has been here. A lot of great folks hanging out with us in chat this morning. Field trip to San Diego. Mike would be up for it, right? As long as we could drive.
Absolutely. It looks like San Diego is going to end up being the destination when my buddy Nate comes over, or is allowed over from New Zealand. We were going to go to Canada, but we'll never be allowed in Canada again as Americans. So maybe we're going to go to San Diego, maybe, or Portland. I don't know, probably San Diego. I've never been there.
Let's see what else is happening. Lady K, thank you for pointing that out. This is from last hour. Fun fact: the first football/ball toy was made from the bladder of a sheep or cow being blown up and stitched shut.
Lady K, fact of the day. Day.
Yum.
Speaking of, you ever had a haggis? That's good.
What is a haggis?
You don't know what a haggis? You Google it. You gaggle it.
All right.
Gaggle a haggle.
Will I be as disappointed as I was when I Googled what we Googled last hour?
Yes.
Great. That sounds like fun. I made a football stadium yesterday out of Legos.
I saw that. That was pretty impressive. Did you make that, or did your child?
That one was me. My son contributed the goalposts and the football, which was not made out of stomach parts. But
Dad, I found this stomach in the yard. Can we use it as a football?
Absolutely, son. What kind of father would I be if I told you no? But I think Nintendo had the tweet of the evening, which was regarding the naming rights deal for it. Specifically called it the Put It on a Pancake Chris M. Yee Memorial Stadium.
So, I think we really should look at the definition for the word memorial.
Put it on a pancake.
Oh, hey, Sean sent us some pictures, everybody. Look, he's on Mars.
He found
Isn't
Mars.
that awesome? Yeah, look at that. He made it to Mars.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking live at the PIOAPCMYMS as we get ready to take part in today's activity.
Pilpkins?
The Flim Flap.
Oh, hey.
Nice save,
so-
Mike. You're cracked.
I know, right? What Sean actually sent was a replica of the Ingenuity helicopter. That's so cool. Think you can bring it home to me?
Just put it in your bag. No one will know. No one will know. Who will know? No one will know.
Small. It flies.
Oh, that was going to be a goal. It could still be a goal. I'm circling the water.
Gosh, dang it.
Donut. No.
Hey, we haven't had any Mars news for a while.
They found what they needed to find. They can't tell
Yeah,
us
I
anything
guess.
more. So,
Or Mars isn't. Turns out Mars isn't real. Everybody. The Earth is flat, and the universe revolves around us. Go figure.
Chris, name just one time that we've misused the word memorial. Speaking of which, next month there's a Chris M. Yee Memorial Fall Guys tournament.
Chris, can you name 10 times when we have misused the word memorial?
Just
I bet
10.
you can't do it. Just 10.
That's a goal.
Get him the goal. This thing is so cool. I'm so jealous right now.
How you all going down to PIOAP? We got to rethink our acronym.
It's so little.
There's so many bathrooms at the
sorry.
PIOAP.
Is there a trough?
Oh, trough urinals are the worst.
I hate troughs. Yeah.
Yeah, never.
The bar, oh God, the bar I used to bounce at had a trough urinal, and one of the worst things I hated was the really, really intoxicated guys that would like either fall in it or it was not. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even fathom that part of it. There's no part of me who wants to be that close to other peeing individuals.
Wrigley Field used to have troughs.
Yep.
Hey, that guy scored for you. That was nice. And I hated it. Yep. So, thank you, Prototype. There's people who thought it was funny to do like a slip and slide in it.
They do know what's in it, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, Mike, you're not on the screen.
I'm not. It's fine, though. It's all good. Nobody likes me.
Mike, come back. Oh, let's see. Do we like that one or do we like that one? We like that one. That one's good. It's a lot of
Baby,
Mike there.
come back to me. Oh.
Man, I don't know about that. No.
It's
I mean,
terrible.
I'm even trying to think of like, hey, I'll give you $500 to do that.
Nope, you don't need $500. Just some PBR.
No, in Chicago it'd be old style.
Oh yeah. Well, I was talking about the bouncing days.
Oh yeah. Where was that at?
PBR was in that was in Strasburg, Pennsylvania. It's when I wasn't. It wasn't camp. it was a bar.
Mike Job. You know what?
Yeah.
I've lost count.
Poor Bob. Oh, look at that shot. He's crocked. So Dr. Chick. Dr. Chick doesn't come through with many things that Dr. Chick doesn't like, but doesn't like mozzarella sticks.
What? Well, it's been real, Dr. Chick.
Here's my problem: is mozzarella sticks are delicious, but I don't like sharing, and so they need to be shared because one order of mozzarella sticks is way too much than I'm supposed to eat. Definitely not more than I can actually eat, but.
That's what Burger King has, like a 4-piece little mozzarella sticks, and they're not terrible. It's really hard to screw up mozzarella sticks.
Gray, I don't know what kind of tomfoolery you're trying to pull.
Why is Greg? What are you doing?
Just chill out for a second, okay? I don't understand why you would suggest such a thing.
Hello, chat. This is Bob. I can assure you that I'm completely fine, and you do not need to keep asking Ryan, Sean, and Mike how I am doing. I promise. I'm definitely not blinking twice right now. To prove it, please note for the record that Hefty Goof is tremendously talented at rolling his R's. Thank you for your concern, but I am fine. Please help me.
So yeah, I don't know why you'd ever worry, Gray.
So, Dr. Chick, why don't you like mozzarella? Genuinely curious, not trying to like troll.
Well,
because I can get not liking onion rings because they're like worms in your mouth, but mozzarella sticks is just happy goodness in your face.
Other than that, though,
this is the best goal I ever watched. I'm not paying attention. And this guy, oh, it was you!
Yeah, it was me. I scored off
Nice!
of
You scored me. Goal.
Fine. So let me ask you this, Mike. When you were over last, didn't you do the swords in Bob's box?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Bob, are you okay with everything that's happening with the swords?
Don't worry. The swords missed me.
It was just part of the trick, right? Yeah.
I don't understand why Gray would even argue it.
It's because he's from Texas.
Whataburger. Which, by the way,
Gray, have you eaten Whataburger?
Yeah, because we're wondering, don't they have really good onion rings?
Do they have onion rings? According to this Google thing I looked at, it says they did, but I don't believe it.
We're winners, chat. How about that?
Booga booga, flam flam jiwaka.
You are one of life's winners.
More of the cheese in order for me to eat mozzarella sticks. Are you not a cheese fan, Dr. Chick? Huh. I was just in the break. I was just eating some provolone cheese that I got out of the refrigerator.
That's true. You did ask Gray, did you eat at Whataburger? I don't really think that's what Mike meant because we knew that.
Yeah.
Mike was just wondering about the onion rings.
Onion rings.
I think I covered for you.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
So Gray, there's a place called Whataburger. It's in Texas, and you should check it out sometime.
There is a great line when the Nets got purchased by, I can't remember what his name was, but he was from Russia. And he was talking about a player of his during a press conference, but he was like, Michael Jordan, perhaps you have heard of him. And that's all I could think about when Prototype was like, Whataburger is second to church. I was like, Whataburger, perhaps you have heard of it. So, I wish I had that
dude
clip.
was hilarious.
Mika Kiprusoff was a goaltender for the Flames. Man, I cannot remember what that person's name was.
That's Russian. Mikhail Prokhorov.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. If you can find, do you have the ability to play things just straight off like your browser?
Probably.
If you
YouTube?
can and you can play if you can play him saying Michael Jordan, perhaps you have heard of him. It'll be hilarious. Good moron to you, Fish.
Hello, FHC.
Part of the final hour crew this morning. It's Onion Rings Day on the show, so we're asking you about onion rings. True, same here in Seattle. Everyone loves Dick's Burgers. I like how you even tried to exclamation point that to get through the automod and yet still got automodded. Oh no. Fish hates onion rings too.
Good. We're on the same page. Fish.
I want to give Fish some credit really quick, by the way. Fish was on Gaming Morning Show and played 5 questions. Okay. And in that course of that interview, Fish told us about TubeBuddy. As we asked, what's one tidbit that you would give anybody about YouTube? And he said TubeBuddy. And Fish is an affiliate and all that stuff. And so on that advice, I checked out TubeBuddy. And so far, through a little bit of time using it, I would say that it was a positive result. So, thank you, Fish.
Sorry, I'm looking up the thing.
You're fine. Nintendo Nerd says, as soon as you said, you've heard him say Michael Jordan, I think I know exactly who you're talking about, and I feel like I hear him in my head. Let's go. Yeah, be sure to check out Fish on YouTube, and there's a TubeBuddy affiliate thing that Fishy has as well. Dr. Chick is here, played Fall Guys yesterday with Chris. Speaking of Chris, letter writing show coming up. Is that going to be Thursday, Chris, or is that going to be Saturday? I can't remember what you said yesterday. But Chris writes
Wednesday.
letters. Oh, nice. You're Thursday.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, Chris is Wednesday.
I can write letters, I guess.
I always mix up you two sometimes. But yeah, Chris is Monday, Friday. No, run it back. I need the rewind button. Chris is Monday, Wednesday. Mike is Tuesday, Thursday. So Valheim tonight.
Valheim.
All right, let's play a fun little game of don't let the person floating from the balloons fall in the monster's mouth. So we need to start guessing some letters. You're going to do it tomorrow. Perfect. So we'll get that set up, and you can guess some letters with us, chat, and we will try to extend our run in this episode of Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth. We were doing pretty okay last time we played. We are currently up to 17 balloons. 17 balloons. Not bad.
17. 62. No?
All right, so this one's going to be phrases. We start with phrases on this edition of Gaming Morning Show. We start the timer for the hosts. Valheim cosplay? When's that? That's tonight?
Tonight, yeah.
You're doing a Valheim cosplay?
Yeah.
Mike, don't bury the lead.
I thought I said that. My bad.
No, you might have, and then sometimes I don't listen. Either way, Valheim cosplay. Let's go.
Yeah, right. No, there's no more Mike.
K-Laugh is taking a big swing here, going home sweet home with this phrase. Let's see. Uh-oh.
Are you effing kidding me right now?
K-Laugh is right off the bat absolutely, positively
how do I ban K-Laugh?
Nice work, K-Laugh.
Timeout. Ban.
Prototype says the fries are tasty. I've gained 40 pounds since moving to Texas. 5 pounds from Whataburger. All right, this one's places. Places.
Which place?
Well, that's what we have to find out.
It's definitely Shaq.
Nashville. What are we
All
just
right,
doing?
big
this
swing
now?
from Mike. It is not Nashville, but N is in the puzzle.
Netherlands.
Not that way.
And
Nepal.
If it could be Nepal, if there's 2 letters before Nepal and 1 letter on the backside of Nepal. Other than that, though, absolutely
Indianapolis.
A.
See, it fits.
Indiana.
Indianapolis.
Al.
No one guessed L. Bob, you don't get a guess till the timer's out, too. Gosh. Just chill out. Can you wait?
Bob likes it.
I know you do. Man. Apparently, Bob, seriously, just settle down. Can we just play the game? Are you fine with that?
Bob is good with it.
Okay, thank you, Bob. K. That popped a balloon. R from Caleb. That hit. Mike.
No.
NRA. That's not a place.
Is there an R? Yes, there was an R. That is correct. So we have
Arkansas.
Blank, N blank R blank A blank.
Supermarket. No. Or S. S. Do an S. See, I can't hear the music that you hear because it's not on our back channel here on Discord, so I don't know what's happening.
That's a really good
I think
song.
Ryan's having a seizure.
All right, we got an O from Nintendo. I just like that part of that song. This one is Seeing You in Heaven by Jonas Flores. I think it's the stream beats.
Conrad.
That's actual place. We're going to go see then.
Anchorage.
I need to have Bob do a pop sound. And now we got Juicy on the back end of that. Look at that, chat. Music Day on Gaming Morning Show. Nope, not London. Monterey. Monterey.
No, what? There's no A in Monterey.
Now it starts with an M, but there's no Y. How do you spell Monterey?
There's E's and R's and monorail, says Fishy. No.
But there was an L at the end of it. Montreal.
Montreal.
Oh, go Canadians. The hockey team and the people. two
Saturday.
Mike, it's history. This one's history.
Question mark.
Shaquille O'Neal.
SHAQ.
334.
334. 33334. Hey.
Yeah, go Habs. I'm rooting for Montreal over Vegas for sure. So
I'm rooting for the Devils.
Rooting for the Devils.
They're in the World Series, I think.
The World Series of Poker. Hey, good moron to you, Kakuri. Thanks for checking in with the final hour crew. Always good to see you.
Hello, FHC.
And there's Kakuri with the A. Oh, yeah, that is true. You did
P.
spell Canadians wrong, Fish. Wow. Fish, aren't you a Canucks fan?
Does Fish even know what hockey is?
All right, I'm going to guess
from
H.
another place.
I'm going to guess E. All right, it is the blank E blank blank EA blank. T from Curry. Oh, sorry, Curry. I totally stole your guess. Same with you, Kalaf. I'm a robber. No, that's a piñata. Fishy said hockey is where you hit something with a stick. Nope, that is a piñata.
The New Deal.
Nice. Kalaf is going to get a second one here because Kalaf
No.
is
I'm gonna time him out for a minute every time he makes a guess.
All right, last one. No, we got time for 2 more. This one is occupations, and it's very long.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal.
I did guess A for Kakuri. There is an A in there, but not where it needs to be.
4.
R. Maybe it's a pirate. I love water. We have not missed a letter yet. Now we're going 1 letter at a time. So we're taking our time. Take your time. No one get in too much of a rush. Take your time. But we have not missed
Potato.
it.
Yes.
Mike can't guess yet. L from Fish. Z from Mike.
Z.
All right, now we can guess a letter. Mike, what do you want?
Z.
No.
Nuclear physicist.
You said T, clearly.
Nuclear. Kyle.
So both Pickle. Oh, Pickle at power plant. It's an occupation.
Isn't a person.
Don't laugh at Pickle.
It's just, yeah, no, it's fine.
Cracked. We've had 3 straight perfects. We have 34 balloons. We've doubled our balloons in just 3 games. We have 1 more to go. when Pickle, I remember those conversations you used to share with me when we were best friends growing up. I'd be like, Pickle, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you'd always look at me right in the eyes and say, Ryan, I want to be a power plant. D from Downs. This one's famous people. It is exactly 4 and 5. It could literally be Shaq O'Neal.
Shaq O'Neal. Oh my God. Picking
It's
B.
definitely
Dunes.
Shaq.
Dunes.
I'm doing this for Mike. Oh, wah, wah, wah.
No.
I mean, it hit, but not in the spots you needed it to. And Mike's gone. Prototype. They're very smartly filled helium balloons. So the person floating from the balloons actually hovers at exactly that height. And then if you take some of the balloons away, it starts to get lowered toward the monster. So as you would suspect, in a game that's made by a website probably designed for children, the person can't float away, but can only go down. It makes sense.
It's a perfectly balanced mixture of helium and oxygen and carbon
and stones.
That makes it, and stones, yeah, and probably feathers too, because they weigh the same. Rose Sanders.
Nintendo, the day that it is actually Shaq, we can retire. Don't let the person floating from the balloons.
I will quit the show.
No, don't
when that happens.
It actually could easily
No, that's gonna happen. It will never happen.
All right, someone guessed Rose. It is
Team
definitely.
up.
Oh, it's not Rose. It could be. It can't be Ross because there would have been 2 S's there.
What?
Isn't Rose Burns like that's an actress, right?
Yeah, correct. Okay. Rosa Parks.
It is Rosa Parks. Mike is, and so is Prototype. Nice work. Sorry, Prototype.
Take that, Kyle.
Prototype.
Take that.
I kind of lessened your accomplishment there because I was like, Mike is cracked, and I'm like, and so is Prototype. Like, I didn't give you the same enthusiasm. Let me run that back. Mike is cracked, and so is Prototype.
Yes.
You know what? Valheim is canceled. I'm just playing that all night.
It would be a bad stream. One time AJ played and got like 107 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not AJ though. It'd be awful. I'd get like 9.
You know who we need for this stream is we need Clev.
Dude, Clev was cracked.
All right. Well, good job, Chad. It's 8:35 West Coast time, 11:35 out on the East, 4:35 in the UK. Now we've told you about Canada Reptile Watch 2020. We already told you about that one. We already told you about Carl Nassib of the Las Vegas Raiders becoming the first active NFL player to announce that he is gay. We have one more story that we haven't shared with you on Onion Rings Day, and this comes from the Associated Press. Shafkat Anwar reports about a Chicago man who's kept quite the streak alive.
Yeah, he has. He's eaten 10,000 onion rings.
And they've been
Just
delicious.
kidding.
It's 10,000 onion rings without it ever having the moment where the onion slides out the breading. That would actually be a record.
That would be incredible, because I've made it all the way to 0. However, a Chicago man from Chicago, Illinois, as they say in the place, a Chicago bus driver even was looking for a way to relieve stress during the coronavirus pandemic.
Illinois.
And guess what he did? He jumped into Lake Michigan for a year. 365 straight days. Dan O'Connor said he started jumping into the lake at Montrose Harbor on the city's north side last year to relieve stress. I can think of some other ways to do that too. It was during the pandemic. It was during the protest. It was during an election year. So it was somewhere where I could come down here and block all that noise out. Kind of be totally present with me in the lake. And find some moments of zen. Said the father of 3. He continued jumping into the lake through the fall before the hard part, hacking a hole in the ice on the frozen lake that was big enough for him to jump through during the winter. Wow. He said when he got home after one such jump, he found about 20 scrapes and cuts on his body.
Oh, no.
But he was encouraged by the response he got for his undertaking. This is the weirdest written article I've ever seen. The guy was bleeding really bad, but he was super excited. Whew. People started asking me what this was benefiting and how they could support. And when I say people, I'm talking strangers online. You know, when I started posting the videos on Twitter and Instagram, I got more wind in my sails there because people started commenting like, "This makes my day. Nice to see this," he said. So here's to you, Dan O'Connor, water diving man.
Yes. Please don't sue us, Bud Light.
Goodness. So yeah, he jumped into it for a year straight, and this was as of last Saturday. I don't know if he's continuing to do so, but he jumped off of a ladder that had like a thing on it that said, "Hey, you congrats, 365 straight days."
Who documents this? Does he have proof?
Dan O'Connor, apparently. I don't know.
Dan O'Connor.
I'm gonna guess he didn't take pictures every day, so Dan might be a liar.
Dan O'Connor.
I'm not saying you're a liar, Dan, but
Chicago, Illinois.
Illinois.
All right. Pickle says, "Don't you just put the whole thing in your mouth to keep the onion?" Have you ever seen some of these onion rings? Like yeah, the small ones. Sure, you eat them like onion ring poppers, but I can't fit like some of these onion rings in my mouth. They're gigantic. I'd have to have like an oblong mouth.
My battery died in my controller. That's crazy.
Oh, there goes the Duracell.
The first time that's happened in like months. Oh my gosh. Oh no, Bork the Magic is gonna what? What a weird name. Bork the Magic Card lives in an arena where he drives around and hits a ball. And sometimes, Ryan, Bork the Magic Vroom Vroom lives by the sea. And something else happens when he does other things. Why do I hit the top all the time? Sorry. Can't fit them in your mouth with that attitude.
That's true. I gotta stay more positive. I apologize.
Oh my gosh. What's wrong, Prototype? What's phrasing?
You just said bloomin' onions are onion rings cut poorly. Yeah, and the only problem I have with bloomin' onions is like the very middle part like can be delicious.
With onions?
Yeah, this is from Outback, and it's where they like slice them, kind of like a top down, like makes them flower out like a bloom, you know. And
they use like an apple cutter.
You should consider not hitting the top of the goal.
Yeah, I'm real good at that. Real good. Real man of being really good. I'm just driving a circle around the stupid ball.
But the bloomin' onion, like at the very edges, gets really soggy, and then the breading comes off of it, and so it's really like a bloomin' 3/4 onion, because the rest of it's kind of subpar.
Center-ish.
What?
Or
Centered to
not
what?
at all. The ceiling.
That's actually centered.
Oh, I was gonna not hit the top. Well, it's a good thing Pickle wasn't here for the cream pie conversation. Then, jeez.
There was no cream pie
freezer.
conversation.
Well, we learned a very important lesson, though. Spaces are key.
That is true. That was a very valuable lesson.
Tony Roma's onion loaf? What?
I don't remember that, but that was from Tony Roma's. Wasn't that a pizza place?
Oh boy.
Yes, there was. Okay, it was Mike's fault. Mike has already said that Mike was gonna drop it.
It was Chris M.E.'s fault. Let's be real here.
That's true. It was Chris's fault. Why'd you back off? You're supposed to go forward. Oh no!
Because you usually go forward.
I know, but I saw you. You're actually in front of me that time. What is happening? That's centered. Dramatically centered. Nice try. Nice try. Centered. I got this one. Oh no, I missed. I still got it. Maybe.
No, you... I've never seen anyone score while on the roof before.
Just tap it in. Just lying next to the.
Oh my gosh!
That was my pre-celebration.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I fell over.
Oh, it's okay.
Just watch me. I fell over. Oh, you can't see him. I'm off camera. I just fallen over because I hit my jump button. That's true, Chris. Yeah, it came up in the context of chocolate eclairs. I do like chocolate cream pie.
Get it?
I do not like tubes of pastry filled with cream.
Tubes of pastry filled with cream at the Love Boat, exciting and
new. I do not like Boston cream donuts.
No. Oh, good. Thanks for sucking.
Thanks for sucking.
Eclairs, exciting.
Yeah,
and
I don't like cannoli. What's the other one? Isn't like a starts with an M, or is that mascarpone cheese that's inside a cannoli?
That's yeah.
Okay. Uh-oh. He deked me. He deked me. I jumped thinking they were going to shoot.
Nice.
Just waited for me to fly by.
We have a lot of clips from this show, I think.
Clip MU got here early and has been really working hard.
I just see it happening. Boston cream donuts. They're not bad.
No, Boston cream donuts are gross.
What? Why do you hate Boston?
I don't hate Boston people. I hate Boston cream donuts.
But they're from Boston.
The donuts aren't from Boston.
How do you know?
I mean, some are, but... Oh.
Whoa, that didn't go the way I wanted it to go. Whoopsie. The Love Boat, exciting and new.
When are you actually going to learn the actual lines?
When there's kind of the lines. That's the only good part of the song.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like eclairs, Pickle. Like, I like donuts that are just like cake, like solid, like donuts. I'm staying back. Staying back. I'm staying back. Mike! Mike!
You're staying back!
Well, you're supposed to go get the ball! I like how Hefty was ragging on Mike, saying, don't suppress your joy, while he's over here hating on Boston cream donuts. They're just not good. If they were good, I'd be up for it, but...
subjective.
I know it is. I also don't like jelly donuts either, so you know.
Which is just.
And for what it's worth, if I was trying to be completely objective, jelly donuts are superior to cream donuts.
But you prefer cream pies to cream donuts.
Well, maybe there's something about, cream pies are cold, whereas like cream donuts are generally like room temperature. Nice shot, Mike.
Driving on the wall.
We're winners in our last game of the day, 8:46 West Coast time. It is now 11:46 on the East Coast. It is 4:46 for those watching GMS in the afternoon.
I refuse to take part in the doodly-doo.
You are one of life's winners.
Thank you, Bob. No matter how Grace speculates that you're not real.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't love any filled donuts. They're not great. So, and then of course,
what if they were filled with cream pies?
So you'd have a donut and then you put it around a cream pie?
Shove a cream pie in it.
Sounds excessive, but I guess. Kukuri's bringing up Nutella.
I never knew Nutella was so erotic.
So, good moron, Alien. It's good to see you this morning. So, both of you are just revealing that you've had bad versions of food you hate. An onion ring shouldn't be slimy. Boston cream donut shouldn't be room temperature. Wait. So, okay. So hear me out. So I go to the donut shop. Take you to the donut shop. I'm gonna give you all the Boston cream I got. Anyway, I go there. They're in the donut case. The donut case is not refrigerated, right? No, nobody wants a sweet pole filled donut. Gross.
Is that like the one in a box?
What?
Nothing. Never mind. Because then I'd have to say the word, and then you'd be mad at me, and I can't.
Are you talking about the sweet pole in the box?
Oh my god!
It's the sweet pole in a box.
Yep, sweet pole in a box,
girl. All right, let's wrap things up. It's 8:47. We got to get close to the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews. Disciple says, you telling me I need to get onion rings today? That is absolutely what we are encouraging you to do on. Is it international? No, it's just Onion Rings Day. Period.
Yeah.
So.
Does international place have onion rings?
I am gonna if Burgerville has onion rings, I'm totally doing a Burgerville stop today. So I will report back.
Do it.
You can follow us on Twitter, and we will share those things. Twitter is a good place to be too, as well, for the Gaming Morning Show week of action. So please participate with us if you can. We're asking you to spend just an hour today trying to take action in regards to racial equity, especially with a focus on racial equity in the United States. You can find out more at gamingmorningshow.tv/weekofaction.html.
Real week. Oh gosh, it just comes in.
Ooh, Prototype brings up a good point. So earlier, Lady K said onion rings with a burger. Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
But onion rings on a burger is also quite good.
I like the onion crisp, the crispy strip thing Mahoods use.
Yeah, the onion straws. Mm-hmm.
Those are
those are good
because they're usually real crispy and they're not slimy and gross in your face.
Kuru, I don't know how those two things correlate, but you said I gotta go get my international driver's license today, so I guess I'm getting onion rings.
I mean, it's the same thing, right? Bloomin' onion at Chili's. Yep, you should definitely go and ask for a bloomin' onion at Chili's.
Onions, baby back ribs. All right, let's give you the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News. If you missed any of it, just search hashtag GMS Morning Gaming News on Twitter. You can find us on Twitter
at WatchGMS.
A major bug on the Switch was resolved with the latest update, according to Wesley LeBlanc of IGN. Apparently, there was some error code. Many Switch players had downloaded it. It was live for some time before users realized it had some problems. The update got taken down. In Call of Duty Warzone, players are being murdered by the game's greatest being, writes Sports.Gaming. It was a door.
Terrible.
So why is it there?
I watched the video and it was hilarious.
But why is it? Is it just a door that happens to have like the wrong code?
I don't know, but it's a door that's like off to the side, and it's really funny because like it's literally not anywhere that you'd think about going. So it's not like in the middle of a room. It's like literally off to the side in a corner. So you have to like try, but still, it's really weird.
The COD community talked beep about the door's mom. Wow. Had to bring
possible
mom into it. So Prototype and Nintendo nerds have bonded over Western Burger. Onion rings, bacon, cheddar, BBQ sauce.
BBQ. Not, never mind. You see? What?
Pokemon Go preparing to roll back pandemic-related changes, according to Rebecca Valentine of IGN. The COD story, by the way, is from Game Informer's Leona Rupert. Niantic, I'm assuming that's the company that makes Pokemon Go. They're going to roll back some changes, make it more viable to play. They had changed it to make it more viable to play during pandemic-related lockdowns. Now they're going to roll back some of those changes to bring it back to focusing on exploration and exercise.
That'll be fun.
What's out today?
Stuff. Out today, Super Magbot for the Switch and PC. Lego Builder's Journey for the Switch and PC. Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance for all of the things except for the Switch. Phantom Abyss is out on the PC. Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, the official video game. Out on the PS4, Xbone, Switch, and also the name of the morning in the most famous thing in the thing with the stuff and the places is Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Night. Available for your Switch and PC.
All right. Dark Alliance, you need friends to really enjoy that game. Is that a Dungeons and Dragons game, right? Yeah, you literally just said that. Zev is playing it. So I'd love to send everyone who's watching on Twitch over to Zev, but Zev has it says no chat. What is Dark Alliance? So I don't know. Is Zev trying to play it without anyone watching, but streaming?
Following Zev.
So yeah, Pickles said Zev's. I mean, I'm happy to send this over to Zev. I just want to make sure that like it's helpful to Zev. So
let me do some research
real
you do
fast. While Kajito takes us into a clip of the day. Take it away, Kajito.
Clip of the day. Clip of the clip of the day. Clip of the day. Here it is. It's the clip of the day.
Church, and as my mom walked out of the house, she turned off the Sega, and then I got home and I was crushed.
Damn mom!
I've still obviously never forgiven my mother because that was probably like 30 years ago.
Wow,
makes me very sad.
Good morning, Scott Chick.
Top of the morning.
We're doing gaming history right now. Anyway, the anniversary collection came out for GameCube, Game Boy Advance, and PlayStation 2. The only thing about Mega Man is once I could finally look up like what sequence you needed to beat the bosses in, it became much easier. That was the hardest part, is figuring out, okay, how does the leaf robot help you defeat the lemon robot?
Remember too, that was you had to get the book too. It wasn't like you could Google it. You had to like be like, Mom, can we buy you're in the, because they used to have those at the supermarket checkout line.
Yeah.
The game guides. So I'd either read them or be like, hey mom,
when we were done watching MTV, we'd go home and anyway, 2005 Buena Vista. That was Mike and me doing old guy radio as we explained to Downs what MTV was and what supermarket video game guides were.
Uh-oh, what just happened?
Just wait for your reaction.
I'm trying to. So Zev has emote only chat on, and I'm trying to convey we want to rate him.
Oh, that's fine. We'll rate him anyway. I mean, whoever said it just now, Chris said no chat means he isn't going to talk to us when we get there. That's fine. Just go in there, spread some emote love, just like Jelly did. Good morning to you, Jelly. Master Jordy came in, spread some emote love too. We'll just head over to Zev. We'll give Zev some viewership. He can check out a game that is out today, and we'll just go from there. Does that sound good? I think it's a good plan. We don't ever give a raid, Zev, so why not?
Just spam the raid. Hold on, let's do this.
Are you
We're gonna
having
do
everyone
this.
go in there early? How did we get onto MTV in the first place? I don't even remember how it came
It's
up.
Carson Daly's birthday.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Carson Daly turns. Here we go, chat. 48. He's 48 today. Also, Meryl Streep turns 72. Cyndi Lauper is 68 today.
She's old. She's still having fun though. She's only 1 year away from the fun times.
Oh, Jelly, is that one of your new emotes? Nice work. All right, chat, what is your takeaway that was pretty okay? What is something you learned from today's show? Proactively, Chris shared a takeaway that was pretty okay in case Chris was still in the shower. So my takeaway is that Whataburger is not very good. Wow, rough.
Wah, wah.
Sega and Mom lead to MTV. That might have been Aliens. Oh my gosh, yes, cream pie, 2 words. That is K-Laugh's takeaway that was pretty okay. If you're Googling cream pie and you're looking for the dessert, 2 words. Yep, Downs had the same takeaway that was pretty okay. We also learned that Chris clipped a lot of stuff from the show, so be sure to go to our Twitch and you can watch all of the clips. That didn't make clip of the day. So.
Yeah.
All right, I hope we didn't give you a whole category for your next clip, ME. I don't like being a whole category.
That was kind of my takeaway too. Is the spaces are important.
Spaces are critical.
Very important.
All right, if you would be so kind, please say good morning from GMS to our friend Zevtastic. Spelling's important.
Ban the moats.
All right, yeah. Channel's intended for mature audiences, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, spread the word.
He said bad words like fudge.
Thank you again for participating in the GMS Week of Action. We'll continue to share some resources. We are asking for your help by giving at least 1 hour of your time this week. Either your time, energy, resources, a combination within, where we can basically say, hey, instead of hanging out for a 2 or 3 hour panel, let's go beyond the panel. Let's focus on what we can do as a community and see how we can help. And we will share more about that tomorrow. Mike will be here for the first hour. Theo and Digital.Games will be here for the entire show. So we'll go 4 wide in the first hour. Thank you for being here, wherever you may be, on Facebook Gaming, on Twitch, on YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. Goodbye, Mike. Goodbye, chat. We'll see you tomorrow.